All right, guys. So today we have unemployment, AMC earnings. We got AMC earnings. We have unemployment. We also have non-farm payroll data today. So a lot of stuff coming out. SPY gapping up today, though. It looks like the market is liking the anticipation of this data. Oh, wait, we also have AMC earnings sometime today. I don't know what time they're coming out. AMC 5:30 Eastern time. It's past 5:30 Eastern time though. It's 6:15 market time right now. You mean 5:30 Central? Hey, what's up, Leo, Dan, Mark, Sauce, DS, Kevin, Beach? All right, we're gonna do a couple polls today. Are you bullish or bearish on today's economic data? Bull, bear. All right, guys, we're doing a poll right now. All right, vote on that. Vote on that poll we got live. Bull. Yeah, my market's bouncing up a little bit. The data today is really relevant and important, though. So we'll see if we get something good today. And again, we also have AMC numbers. Does anybody know what time AMC drops their earnings? I'm assuming you mean 5:30 Central Time. Right now it is 5:18 Central Time. Bro, I hope it's after hours, but I don't think it is. I think it's this morning. 8:30 Eastern Time, 5:30 Pacific Time. Okay, gotcha. All right, so it's coming out right when the economic data coming out is coming out. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna be at after hours. Yeah. All right, PACW back up to 360s. We're looking at WAL. Hey, good luck, Revolution. All right, guys. So I'm definitely not listening to other music right now, you know. All right, guys. So yeah, honestly, it's been a crazy couple days. Apple earnings yesterday. I'm assuming Apple's gapping up here. I forgot I was in some trades. Okay, my trades are doing pretty good. All right. Um. Yeah. So again, market's gapping up nicely here. Snapchat, we're pretty flat on this one now. That's good. Again, we got unemployment and non-farm payroll data today. A big release. All right, team. All right, guys. So yeah, spy up to 40730s here. A lot of data coming out today. All right, guys. So yeah, AMC up to 613. Let's see what it does here. Again, we got a lot of stuff to come out today. Apple will be bouncing between 167.50s and 170 all day. Back to 8. All right, we're gonna get some music playing this in a second. Microsoft is working with advanced micro devices on the chipmakers expansion into AI. Yeah, I saw that yesterday. What's live? Uh, yeah, we'll see about AMC. It will boost Microsoft. Yeah, it already boosted AMD. It helped AMD bounce all the way back from where it was. AMD sitting over 86 now. It went all the way down to 81 the other day. Also, y'all do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Hey, we'll see, bro. All right, guys. So the economic data we got going on today. So we have non-farm payrolls and unemployment. Again, relevant data. We also have AMC earnings sometime this morning. I don't know what time they're coming out, but we also have AMC earnings sometime this morning. Again, non-farm payroll is expected to show up at 180,000. I'm wondering if the non-farm employment change data is going to influence this because if you remember, Wednesday non-farm data came out, and it was the non-farm employment change. So it's kind of the prelim non-farm data. It came out over almost 100% over expectations. Uh, the unemployment rate is expected at 3.6%. Last time it was 3.5%, so a slightly higher unemployment rate than last time. But again, 3.6% is what's expected. I'm not saying we're gonna hit that, but we'll see if we get anything good in that regard. I'm gonna put some music on. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna put the music on. But yeah. We're never going to stream the earnings. All right, y'all should be able to hear the music now, correct? Let me know if you can. You should be able to hear it now. Yeah, we know it's going to be before open today, but we're just wondering what time it's going to be. So we know it's going to be before the open, but really what we're worried about today is what time it comes out. And again, we'll cover AMC earnings for sure. Again, the question really, though, is what time does AMC earnings come out? That's going to dictate whether we cover the earnings call or not, but we'll definitely cover the actual earnings. I think that's probably just you, Firework. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what he's talking about now. Cannot see your screen? I think that's just on your end, man. Again, can y'all see my screen right now? Can y'all see the charts I have on screen? You should be able to, but if not, let me know. I'll fix it. Let's see. Yeah, AMC. Well, the earnings call. They're going to report theirs at 8:30. Can you see my screen, guys? Yes or no? Can you see my screen? You should be able to. Okay, good. Okay, good. Yeah, you can see it. All right. Yeah, but AMC, guys, up to say, and I'm in AMC right now. I hope it goes up. But I'm not saying it is, but I hope it does go up. Again, I really don't know. Something like this, I really have no idea. Snapchat could be rebounding here. All right, guys. Again, AMC up to 612s here. The SPY at 407.40s. WAL. So we do have banks bouncing back a little bit. So we do have banks bouncing back some, but again, how much they're going to keep bouncing back today is a completely different story. We really have no idea. All right, guys. So yeah, SPY at 407.40s here. WAL at 20.58. Gold. The gold ETF's at 190. Gold futures, so like the actual gold price here is sitting at 20,045. So pulling back a little bit. We might take the opportunity to add to that a little bit, I think. Yeah, sun's not up where I am, at least. My birthday just passed. Anything I should expect in my 30s? Oof. Wrinkles are gonna show up. That's the most shocking thing about your 30s is that wrinkles show up. People start to be able to tell you're old. You lose that youth you had, you know. I'm not saying you will, but most people do, you know. I'm still holding on to mine a little bit, but it's going to go. I'm going to get that gray hair within the next couple days for sure. All right, the market bounced back this morning so far. If you look at the SPY here, SPY had a very, 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 very choppy day. Only started breaking back in after hours. You can look at like Apple here, which did drop their earnings yesterday, and they did have a pretty solid earnings report here. You can tell, pretty good earnings report. Again, you also have AMC dropping their earnings sometime this morning. Nothing else really big though in terms of earnings today. You got Fubo, Dominion. That's about it. Nothing else. Warner Bros, Fubo, AMC Network, and then actual AMC. So weird. AMC Network and AMC are both getting listed same day. So unemployment is expected to come in at 3.6%. Yeah, the banks are a reasonable concern, I think. Yeah, it's basically a trader. Yeah, I think it's a reasonable worry about the banks. I'm not buying WAL now. I'm not saying it's not going to work, but just be careful. There's risk. So AMC is Q1 earnings. Employment is expected at 3.6%. And that plus non-farm payroll data. Expect 180K. All right, so here is the basically rundown of what we got going on this morning. Hey, what's up, Roderick? Yeah, it's mostly bank and recession fears. I don't know what banks are going to do today, man. Again, unemployment is expected to show up at 3.6%. Non-farm payroll data is expected to come in at the non-farm data is expected to show up at 180,000. I don't know what the name of the song is, man. It's called Brunch in Rio, I think, the last one. Who won the baseball games yesterday? All right, guys. So well, today's AFC earnings spark a crazy squeeze. I don't know. All right, yeah. So again, Credit Suisse said yesterday that they announced results of buyback offer for Ecuadorian debt, while it will pay 53.25 cents per US $1 of 2030 notes, 38.5 cents for 2035 notes, and 35.5 cents for 2040 notes. Chevron reported unit upset at the Richmond Cali refinery. All right, so Schwab on May 4th said that Schwab executed the second amended and restate insured deposit account agreement with TD Depository Institution. Trying to look at some other bank news here to see what we got. S&B's Jordan says Swiss banks could see some valuation losses on property, and S&B tries everything to avoid negative equity. All right, and again, the SPY is actually moving up really nicely this morning here. So the SPY is actually going up pretty solid. Cardinals lost. Market's gonna canceling. Yeah, Apple spiked from earnings yesterday. Hey, what's up, Snow? I don't know. I'm not a big Euro US dollar trader, brother. But yeah, market's bouncing back a little bit. I don't really have any major like swing positions either. Like I'm holding a little bit of Snapchat. I'm holding some AMC. I'm holding a little bit of gold. But they're all pretty small positions overall here, to be honest. All right, guys. So yeah. All right. We are awake. It's early, but we're up. And again, AMC earnings. The rumor is they're supposed to drop at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, and again, we're going to cover them. Market looks overbought right now. I don't know, man. I think depends on how you look at it. I mean, a 10-day chart, we've dipped pretty heavy over the last 10 days. So I mean, it depends on how you look at it, really. We did this poll here. 60% are bullish, 40% are bearish out of about 200 votes already. Again, we'll see if the data comes in good or bad. All right, so AMC drops Q1 earnings, I believe, if I'm correct here, right? It's Q1 earnings. Yeah, so Q1 earnings today. Okay, guys, so we got a poll live. Let me know if you guys think they're going to beat, miss. They come in as expected here. We got our poll live on Twitter for AMC right now. I'm going to make it a 2-hour poll. I don't know what time the numbers are set to drop. But yeah, do me a favor, hit that like button. We got about 53 likes right now. Bump that like number up if we can. We'll make it a 3-hour poll. All right, guys. So again, SPY bouncing back up a little bit. Market is oversold. See, I think it's one of those weird markets where we don't know. I think you could argue both, honestly. I think short term, you could argue we're oversold. Long term, I think you could argue we're overbought. And so, again, I really don't know what we're going to get, but I think there's arguments on both of those. I think you could argue for both here. Who will buy Apple at 170? Long-term investors. Long-term investors probably will. Do you do courses? No. I mean, we don't sell a course, at least. I mean, we have courses, but they're not like, you don't have to pay for them. I get a lot of, you wouldn't believe, I get a lot of people reach out to me in email being like, hey man, why don't you let me help you build a course? It's like, bro, I don't need anybody to help me build a freaking course, dude. If I wanted to charge for a course, I would charge for a course, man. Like, honestly, I could build a website. I know how to program and do web development. Like, I know how to use all that stuff, man. Again, if I wanted to build a course, I would, but I just don't want to because I think there's enough of that out there. And I'd rather sacrifice the money I would make in a course and just be honest, which is that, number one, I don't want the pressure of acting like an expert. Acting like an expert comes with a lot of pressure. I see a lot of people sell courses, and then afterwards they get their butt kicked in trading. And then the people who bought the courses are like, what the heck, bro? Like, this dude sucks. I'd rather not have that pressure. I get people trying to act like that anyway, because for whatever reason, people just get weird. But yeah, again, I get so many people emailing me like, hey, bro, why don't you offer a course and then share 40% of it with me? It's like, are y'all stupid? Like, of course I'm not going to do that, dude. Who is going to do that? Like, if I offered a course, I'm keeping all of it, except for like maybe mods who help me build it or something, right? I'm not going to share 20, 30, 40% of it with some random dude in my inbox. Yeah, I don't have any options stuff. Futures, we got some videos, but not really any courses. And if y'all don't believe me, like, look, I'm not talking about anybody in chat. I'm talking about people in my inbox, bro. I actually got a bunch of people emailing me about this. Like, hey, man, you could offer a course and we could keep 30%. It's like, bro, y'all get out of my inbox, man. Of course, I'm not going to share 30% of my course. If I sold a course, I'm keeping almost all of it, except for like what I get from my mods. They say they want to collab with me. No, they want to freaking... This is an email I got today or yesterday. We want to collaborate with you on course development. Dude, y'all get out of here, man. Again. If it's blurry, it's on your end, Ali. Not my end. Right, yo, let's make a trading course. You do all the work and I get 40%. Yeah, for sure. That's kind of what I hear in my head. I don't know who falls for that, but not me, Not, you know what I mean? If I did a course, it'd be free. It'd be on the internet, They need to, man. Cannabis just needs to be legalized, in my opinion, but so the Texas Senate leader blocks the Democrats' attempt to let voters decide on cannabis legalization. But freedom, guys, freedom. Texas, yeah. No ballot initiatives. We basically have to get all this stuff decided to us by old dinosaur politicians. But freedom, guys. But we're going to tell everybody we're the most free and let people think it. And then we're going to act like this. The irony, in my opinion. Again, I'm not super political. I dislike both sides. So don't think I'm attacking your side here. I know somebody root for their political team like it's their football team, but I don't. Both sides. I dislike both sides. But yeah, unfortunate. Dan Patrick. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, EXO. It's the private prison industry, is what it is, Hey, what's up, Ed? Hey, welcome, man. Yeah, you guys know me. I'm pretty pro cannabis legalization just because for the sole reason of my tax dollars are being wasted, on locking people and putting them in jail for cannabis. It's stupid. It's dumb. Doesn't make any sense. Again, people can argue that cannabis is somehow some terrible, terrible thing. It's pretty harmless, in all honesty. And it's not like I even use it. I just don't like my tax dollars and my government resources being wasted on prosecuting very, insignificant things, just so that the prison industry can make money. And law enforcement have justification to get paid a lot more. You know what I mean? It's just it's dumb, but I digress. Snapchat gap it up today. Hey, we bought it yesterday. It's up to 803s right now. So we're pretty flat at this point in time. We're also in gold, pretty flat on gold as well. We kind of used a little bit of a hedge there. No, I don't know about a European platform. Yeah, Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez actually posted a relevant thing to this. It said people with mental health conditions make up 53% of the population at Rikers. On average, they are held 61% longer, and we pay $556,000 per person annually to keep them there. 90% on Rikers are held without conviction. By contrast, it costs $42K to put them in supportive housing. So again, I'm not really a big politics person. I know she's political, but I agree here. I agree. We're wasting tax dollars, for a country that, needs better margins with that stuff. I agree. All right. Yeah. So again, AMC up to 611, 611s. Yeah, bank stocks bounce back, but I don't think they're back enough to really save anything here, in all honesty. Like the bank stocks are back, WAL back over 20. I think it's a great sign. I think it's necessary. PACW back up to 360s. Again, not quite back enough for me to gain confidence enough back, but still good that we're back here. It's definitely a good thing that they're back up some at least. And again, we'll see what happens moving forward. But yeah, I want the banks to rebound, of course. We got some stuff coming out today. A lot of news coming out today, guys. Again, you can vote on our Twitter poll. Vote on our AMC results. 54% of people think they're going to beat. 23% think miss. 23% think they're going to come in as expected here. We did a YouTube poll as well. About 270 votes. 60% are bullish. 40% are bearish here. Shady's back. CTG. Bring a friend. Yeah, I grew up in the 90s and early 2000s, man. That was like, I remember when that song came out. Everybody was like, oh. VIX is cool. Dollar index. Banks are back. Here, sorry, I gotta mute this for just a second. I want to watch this thing on Twitter about Sterling and Cejudo. So Aljamain Sterling trying to go the troll route, and I kind of get it. I would honestly respect Sterling if he full on went the heel route. Like after winning the belt by disqualification for Jan, I'm for Sterling turning into a huge troll here. If I was Sterling, I would have turned into a troll at that specific moment. Like right when I won the belt by disqualification for my opponent, I would have trolled everybody. Of course, you got to. You got to troll everybody. He didn't. He was serious. He was serious. I think he's got a great opportunity to turn himself. And again, one thing that's objectively true about the UFC is that trolls make more money. Heels make more money. That's just without question. Apple will spike at the open and then a short attack. I don't know, man. Anytime I hear short attack, I'm skeptical. How is the plan for gold? I'll probably hold gold long term if I can, if I have the patience to. Sometimes I don't have the patience to, but I'll try to. You know what I mean? Again, PACW just popped. Look at it at 375s right now. Just went up to 380s here. Do you think gold is going to rise today? I have no idea. I'm so bearish on it today, maybe. Yeah, again, gold's real use is long-term inflation hedge. Again, the SPY guys up to 407.60s. PACW at 380s. SoFi was a massive short attack last week on okay earnings. I don't think, I mean, bro, listen, dude. Okay. SoFi was just overhyped, brother. Again, like people get sold on these mid-cap speculative stocks like SoFi here. And again, I covered the earnings. I remember this. But like what happens, and again, I'll say this before, is that you get these communities that build up around these stocks that just drop big amounts, right? You look at like a weekly chart for SoFi. SoFi used to be at $30 a share. And you get these communities that build up over people that are stuck in these positions. Like a lot of the time, the communities that form are all people who lost big money or are sitting in down positions from stocks that have dropped big percentages short term. And I think SoFi is one of those stocks that has just a lot of people stuck in them right now. Like SoFi, it's dropped so much over the last year or two that a lot of people are stuck. But the problem with this, and again, I want you to understand this. Again, please listen to what I'm about to say objectively. I'm not hating on you. I'm not attacking your stock. I'm just being honest here, okay? Mid caps are some of the most overhyped, overpriced stocks in the market. Mid caps, traders lose more money on mid caps, I think, than anything else. Because what happens is people think they're blue chips. They invest in them like they're blue chips. And these are young companies that are new, whose margins aren't great, who have not been around, who don't have longevity in the market. They've not been around very long to sustain reasonable like business numbers to where you can really gauge how well the company might do. And so what happens is that they move up on hype in anticipation of them doing really well, and a lot of them just give a lot of the gains they make back, like SoFi, like Peloton, like BYND, like Tilray. I could go on and on and on. And then when they drop big, everybody turns into kind of, these communities of traders who are just down big money in them. And so every time they drop, they blame it on all these shadowy figures just trying to keep the working man down. And it's kind of silly. Like, look, SoFi's down because people lost confidence in it. That's the truth. SoFi is down because banks have gotten beat up a little bit, right? That is why SoFi is down. I'm not ragging on it. I'm just saying that is why SoFi is down. It's because banks got beat up, people lost confidence in it, and it dropped, It's not some shadowy figure just throwing shorts at it, just trying to keep it down. Like that's something that people who are, again, a lot of big influencers cover SoFi and stocks like that, right? And a lot of them have been talking about how great SoFi has been over the last 3 years. If you've been telling everybody to buy SoFi and SoFi dropped 70%, are you going to say, hey, I was wrong, guys? Of course not. What are you going to say? You're going to say, oh, well, I would have been right, but the short ladder attacks and the short attacks just kept SoFi down. That's what you're going to say. And that's what people are saying. And new traders eat it up, dude. They just eat it up. They just, oh, man, they make it a moral issue. They thinking they're making some fight against evil, when really they're just holding a sketchy stock. That's the truth. That's the truth that nobody wants to hear, but I'm going to tell it to y'all anyway. That's the truth, Yeah, Mullen's the same thing too. And I've been telling people about Mullen for years in terms of it being the same thing. But yeah, AMC just broke highs though. Speaking of AMC is over 615s. Let's see if it holds. Again, Apple earnings yesterday helping the market a little bit. Again, what I'm asking for people to do is just think about it objectively. Think about what I'm saying objectively. Don't get mad at the messenger. People have a habit of like getting mad at the messenger. But again, I'm not doing this to hurt anybody. I'm trying to tell people the truth and what they're getting manipulated to be a part of. That's the reality of it. And I think anybody that hears it kind of knows what I'm saying is true. Yeah, exact same thing with a firm, AFRM, same exact thing, man. Same exact thing. Again, mid caps, be very, very careful with mid caps, guys. Investing in them like they're Amazon is not going to work usually. Like it's a high risk, high reward trade that people need to understand. Like you don't invest in Amazon or you don't invest in a mid cap like you do at Amazon. The money you put in a mid cap needs to be smaller amounts, in my personal subjective opinion. Don't copy me. But the amount of money you put in mid caps needs to be lower because it's a high risk, high reward trade. Like, yeah, you might make money on them and they might move up big percentages, but you also might lose 50% in a year. or 60% in a year on these mid caps, and that happens a lot. Like again, Peloton, BYND, Tilray, Affirm, SoFi. You know, I could go on and on. Mullen, Rivian. You know, there's just so many examples of this that I'm not just talking out of my butt here. I'm telling people the truth. I hope you guys listen. So again, I guess the point is, like, if you find your community of stock traders somehow trying to blame the demise of your stock on some shadowy figure just trying to keep the working man down, again, you might be in that situation, the exact situation I'm talking about, because it happens a lot. Yeah, name your favorite stocks that I'm talking about in chat right now. There's a lot of them. Upstart, DraftKings. DraftKings is not, I mean, I like DraftKings. It's still risky, of course, but I kind of like it, you know. Yeah, definitely top 3 for sure. All right, guys, Apple move it up too. Look at Apple over 170. AMC still fighting up there. I mean, you know, it's still trying. SPY still moving up. It's at 407.60s. Yep, those are all pretty good ones, James. Tesla's not a mid cap. Tesla market cap is huge. All right, Tesla market cap. Tesla's one of the largest companies in the world. It's got a market cap of 510 billion. So yeah, definitely not a mid cap. When you hear mid cap, small cap, they're talking about like the size of the company. The way you calculate the size of the company is market cap. So for instance, okay, Chipotle, you know, $2,000 stock, but the price doesn't mean much because the market cap of Chipotle is about 56 billion. You know, so it's like a mid cap. It's like under 100 billion. You know, you can look at something like honestly, we could look at SoFi. SoFi market cap of 4 billion, right? So mid and small to mid cap stock, under 50 billion really is what we probably consider small cap. Now, when you compare that to like Apple, 2.6 trillion market cap, Amazon, 1 trillion market cap, Tesla, 500 billion market cap, you know, so forth and so on. Nvidia, 700 billion market cap stock. And so these are the size of the companies. No, AMC's not out with their earnings yet, but they're coming sometime today. All right, guys. So yeah, AMC up to 616s here. We're waiting for the earnings to come out. CLF, I don't know much about it. I don't trade it much. Yeah, good luck, man. Be careful with the banks, man. Anything can happen, to be honest. Yeah, SQ bounced pretty big back from earnings up to 62, 63. Here's Apple. Here's Tesla. Tesla back up to 162s. No, never got into that stock. Again, it's just too speculative. I don't know anything about that stock. I don't really buy IPOs like that. Not unless it's a like really famous IPO that I know. John is one of the few that brings market info every day and is actually neutral, not trying to pump stocks and promote worthless markets. Hey, thanks, man. We appreciate it, dude. We try, man. We really try. Finally, dude. All right. Yeah, so all right, guys. Again, SPY at 407.70s, Tesla at 162s, almost 163s. SQ long term. I don't know. I think SQ is a little bit too small of a company and too fresh of a company for me personally. Long term. Again, when buying long term companies, I want companies that have been around a long time. Pun intended, I guess. And SQ is just not one of them. I mean, SQ is a big company. Founded by Jack Dorsey, you know, it's Cash App and stuff like that, but it's just not a company that I know well enough. Yeah, I don't know anything about it, Judge. Yeah, our views have been getting pretty solid, man. In terms of like the rate hike decision, we had about 4,000, people there. The actual rate hike YouTube video had about 40,000. But just the fact that we can get 10% of what the actual rate hike decision gets, I'm very proud of that. Very proud of that. For us to get 10% of what the actual Fed gets, that's dope, man. I'm excited about that. The channel's growing for sure. I'm super excited about it. It's been a long time coming, man. I've had this channel for years. I mean, we've always made money from it, but like the last couple years, you know. All right, guys. And again, AMC up to 615, SPY at 407s, Tesla at 162.60s. Win real estate channel. We got the real estate channel already. I want to subscribe to it. I appreciate it. I'll put the link up here. Give your boy a subscribe if you haven't yet. Hit the notification bell, guys. I'd love to hit 100 subs here. We're working on it. We're growing it. Again, we're getting there. All right, so cool. So they finally fixed it to where my links work. But yeah, give your boy a subscribe here. Here's the channel link. Get AMC earnings today, guys. Like I always said, honesty pays. Yeah, man. I mean, I really do have like, and again, I see a lot of other people copying the business thing that I have now, and that's okay. I guess like the way I look at it is like if I'm gonna promote something, you know, again, the most ethical way to do it is to be like, yo, I'm biased in their favor. They pay me money, you know, and then if people sign up anyway after hearing that, I mean, listen. You know, I can still make money doing it, but I can be completely honest with people and say, yo, they pay me money. I'm biased. And that builds credibility too. People understand, like, I'm not lying to them. I'm telling them the truth. You know, I'm telling them exactly what's going on. And, you know, again, if they still want to buy whatever it is, cool. You know, great. And I think there's a market for that. I think that there's interest in that, you know. I think people want honesty, and we try. Fubo, yeah, Fubo does drop their earnings. Are they out with theirs yet? I don't think so, right? No, Fubo's not out. Warner Bros. Missed EPS. I don't know what they did with their sales. Yep, 100%. Hey, thanks, Hammer. Yeah, we got some ideas for it. Yeah, we got some ideas for it. We're slowly building. We're slowly building it. Let's see. All right, cool. Let me make sure this works. All right, guys. So yeah, SPY up to 407.80s here. 407.80s. I appreciate the subs. Will we see a complete crash this weekend? I have no idea. Again, we do have, remember, guys, we have a lot of economic data coming out. I'm going to put a timer up here. So we got a bunch of stuff here. So right now it is 7:20 market time. We got about an hour and 7.5 minutes. All of that. There we go. So we got about an hour and 7 minutes until the data comes out here today, team. All right, so the FDIC is poised to release a plan next week to refill insurance fund, according to Bloomberg. Big banks are going to pay more to refill than under the FDIC plan. Smaller banks with less than 10 million or 10 billion in assets avoid those fees. All right, guys. Again, SPY moving up, Tesla moving up, Apple Green Day, Square gapping up some today too. Yeah, Apple to the moon. Hey, I'm for it. Hey, thank you, CT. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man. All right, guys, let's keep the growth up. Again, just to give you some numbers to expect here. AMC expected to come out today with earnings. Again, AMC, they still haven't confirmed it, which is weird, but AMC expected at 17-cent loss per share for AMC. 17-cent loss per share on 930.36 million in sales. Fubo expecting 40 cents a share. They dropped theirs at 8 a.m. 40 cents a share EPS, so that's in about 34 minutes. 40 cents a share loss EPS on 303.39 million in sales. Warner Bros. Out 44-cent loss per share versus 21-cent estimate, so much bigger loss than expected for Warner Bros. Dominion supposed to be dropping theirs in about 4 minutes. So Dominion Energy, which is D is the symbol, expected 98-cent profit on 4.46 bill in sales. They dropped theirs in again about 3.5 minutes. Cinemark, they posted theirs. They had a beat of about 3-cent loss per share versus 28-cent loss per share estimates. So a smaller loss than expected, which is good. 610.7 mil versus 568. So Cinemark actually did much better than expected. The symbol is CNK. PBF Energy 276 versus 9.3 billion. That's about it. I mean, there's the big one's AMC today in earnings. Non-farm payroll data, guys, is dropping in about an hour. It is expected to show up at 180,000. Last time it was 236. Honestly, one of the things that might be interesting. So my mortgage friend says that he thinks we're going to have lower weak non-farm numbers. And maybe he's right. I'm not sure. I really don't know. But remember, guys, Wednesday, the prelim non-farm data, what's called the non-farm employment change data came out, and it was almost 100% larger, more than expected. So almost 100% more than expected. So again, I really don't know what we're going to get for non-farm data. Unemployment expected at 3.6% right now, 3.6%. Again, we'll see if we hit it or not. But yeah, SPY moving up. It's at 408. Tesla at 162s. Carvana up 45%. No, it's just a earnings play. Carvana up to 1050s. I mean, it was down so much though over the last couple of years. Momentum will continue if unemployment is bullish. If bearish unemployment comes out, we can expect a pullback. I disagree though, trader. It depends on how it is today. So the thing to understand is because of inflation fears lately, higher unemployment has been causing a better market reaction. Although I don't know if it's going to be the same today, because I think one of the things to consider today is the fact that recession fears are here with banks. People are fearing a recession certainly right now with the banking stuff going on. And so I think that's something to calculate into it because, again, there's going to be more recession fears, which means that like people are not going to want high unemployment. Because again, what dictates a recession is two consecutive losing GDP quarters as well as high unemployment. Now, we've had two consecutive losing GDP quarters. People have been like, oh, we're in a recession already. Not exactly. A recession is two consecutive GDP losing quarters and high unemployment. And so we've had losing GDP quarters, but we haven't had the high unemployment yet. And so again, I'm not really sure what kind of response we're going to get in markets today. I really don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Well, I mean, the textbook definition of a recession has always been high unemployment, two consecutive losing GDP quarters. And so, it really is something where, like, it really is something where, technically by that definition we weren't in one because again we didn't have high unemployment, we've had low unemployment. So that's the only saving grace for a recession fears is that and that's been the definition for a while though. That definition wasn't recently created, but I understand people's concern regardless. um, how do non-farm data and unemployment affect Bitcoin? Well, a lot of them it depends on how they affect banks. I think banks will influence Bitcoin. No, we just had less than expected GDP. Yeah, AMC's been pumping up ahead of this though, so AMC's been moving up with it. SPY just broke highs as well, over 408s now, so that's good. I mean, I hope it continues. Yeah, we got about an hour until data comes out. About an hour. Um, all right, guys. SPY up to 408s here. Tesla at 162.60s, trying to move. I might play some poker this weekend. I don't know. We'll see. All right, so a $1 trillion platinum coin minted by the president and the U.S. government has been proposed as a potential solution to the debt ceiling. The idea involves creating a $1 trillion coin at the U.S. Mint and depositing it with the Fed Reserve, which would allow the government to pay its bills without raising the debt ceiling. Critics are arguing that this could cause inflation and hurt working families. And this is all quoting Andrew Lockenoff, Fluid in Finance. While critics argue that this could cause inflation and hurt working families, minting such a coin would be legal since the Treasury Department has the authority to create platinum coins of any denomination. Additionally, a clause in the 14th Amendment states that the validity of the public debt of the U.S. shall not be questioned, and notable economist and Princeton Professor Paul Krugman believes that minting a $1 trillion coin would be a viable solution to bypass the debt ceiling and help the government meet its financial obligations, end quote. What do you guys think about that? I don't know. Somebody said, why don't they just print a $32 trillion coin and pay off the debt? Yeah. Yeah, be careful with top, bro. You see them talking about banning shorts? No. Are they talking about it? I think it's silly if they do. Again, we're starting to move up. Tesla, guys, up to 162s, almost 163s here. Yeah, I heard they blamed it in 2008, or they banned it. A lot of people were saying it didn't work then, though. So a lot of people were saying it didn't work in 08. Oh, dude, what a hilarious quote. Oh, man. What a hilarious post. What's up, Roman? Yeah, you gotta have both sides in trades. You gotta have bears and bulls. If it's just bulls or bears, it's not gonna work, you know. But I think they're specifically talking about it with banks, you know. You know what Twitter's main problem is? Is that if you look at a reply, it's very difficult to get to the original post. Like there's no way to say, hey, go to the original post this is replying to. There's no way to do that. You basically have to go through like a jungle of different things to try to find the old post. It's kind of ridiculous, honestly. Again, AMC dipping down to 613s here. We don't actually have the anything out yet, but so one good trade. The way non-farm payroll numbers work, and this is how they're going to work every single time. The way they work is that you get the prelim numbers on Wednesday, and then 2 days after that, the prelim numbers are called the non-farm employment change numbers. Those came out almost 100% larger than expected a couple days ago. So always Wednesday non-farm employment change numbers, or at least 2 days before the actual payroll numbers, you get non-farm employment change, which are just the prelim numbers. And then 2 days later, you get the actual non-farm payroll numbers. So you get prelim data on Wednesday most of the time, and then you get the non-farm payroll numbers on Friday. And a lot of the time they come out with unemployment, which is today. So annoying when it's a week later and somebody just replies to it. It's just hard to find the old ones, man. It's really what it is. Yeah, there's no such thing as an influencer that doesn't do what most people consider clickbait. Clickbait is only bad if it's a lie. If it delivers, it's good. 100%, man. Again, I get people all the time like, bro, your thumbnails. It's like, bro, y'all stop, dude. Like, again, please understand something. No YouTuber grows if they don't have enticing thumbnails. You know, like I see a lot of people trying to put like all these branding things on their thumbnails. Nobody cares about what the brand in your thumbnail. Again, I'm not hating. I'm trying to help people. Nobody cares about the brand in your thumbnail. All right. You got to make them enticing. People got to want to click on it. You know, I'm reading this post and he said, and again, it said by Nathan Lands, an AI Twitter guy. He said, there's no such thing as an influencer that doesn't do what most people consider clickbait. Clickbait is only bad if it's a lie. If it delivers, it's good. Your hook is everything. Think of it as a magazine cover. Will people open it? Spend a lot of time on this. Exactly. Right. So it's kind of something where a lot of people think my thumbnails are low quality, but like they get people to click. That's the most important thing. Like they get people to click. You know, that's the first most important thing you need is people to click. It's not clickbait. It's making a thumbnail enticing. And again, every big YouTuber does it, from Mr. Beast to whomever, you know. All right, guys. Again, AMC dipping down right around the volume weighted average price. The SPY is at 407.80s. Tesla at 163s, almost 163s here. Is it good for the market if unemployment came out more than expected? We don't know, man. We really don't know. Again, it's something that, like, historically over the last year or so, a high unemployment has been causing a positive reaction in markets because it means less people working, in turn, less people spending, and in turn, lower prices because less people spend. And so there's been a negative correlation with uh, people working and market activity, and a positive correlation between unemployment and the market. So, like, higher unemployment, better response in markets. And again, I'm not saying I agree with that. That's just kind of how the market has been reacting over the last year. But I think with these banking problems coming out, I think with all the banking stuff going on, I think that's going to cause possibly an opposite type of reaction here. I think that's going to cause something where people are nervous, they're scared, they don't want a recession to hit, and so I don't know if they really want high unemployment. Never heard of it, Nando. How about the UFC this weekend, man? What? Stock portfolio created by ChatGPT is outperforming, they say, the market itself. All right, guys. So yeah, we still got a while here, to be honest. So we still got some time here. Again, we still got a little bit less than an hour before both of these numbers come out. I think they said AMC numbers are supposed to drop right at 8:30. Let me know if you guys think that's right. Right at 8:30. It's Cejudo versus Sterling. I thought AMC numbers drop at 8. They might. Again, they didn't. There's no detailed explanation on when they drop, which is weird. But yeah. Hey, we still got 40 minutes, guys, before unemployment numbers. We got 40 minutes before unemployment, before non-farm payroll data. And again, these will move markets for sure. You know, be careful in the market here. SPY pull it back a little bit. Tesla dipping down some too. I'm definitely not using ChatGPT to write up Twitter posts right now. Definitely not using it. Again, Tesla up to 162.70s. Yeah, I'm waiting to see if they give me play the chart in front of you. I was bearish bias Wednesday, Thursday with the banking debacle. I'm leaning bullish today, but any news catalyst can influence 100%. I mean, Apple dropped good numbers, and they're still up. Apple dropped pretty good numbers, and they are up nicely in pre-market, kind of influencing everything else. Again, if you look at Apple on the right, there's Tesla testing highs up about 163. Apple up to 170 or so. Been testing those levels over and over again all day, basically. Yeah, Sterling's very large for the division, for sure. It influences all markets, futures, stocks, Forex, crypto. So it'll influence all that stuff, to be honest. Yeah, it's been a pretty good week so far on Top Steps so far, at least. Like, we've been making money almost every day. I think we've been green every day this week. I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. Let me look. So, yeah, the week started on the 1st. Yeah, I mean, this is my week so far. So it's been pretty solid. We've made... Since Monday, we are up about 1,200 on the combine. And we're getting a little bit better with the larger size. It just took me a while. $165 level. Yeah, Tesla's been in this range for a minute now. Like, it's been back and forth in this range for a minute now. And again, I'm not sure what it's going to do. But it's kind of going back and forth in this range for a while. Yeah, Dober's a beast, man. He's just been in there for so long. Apple reports better than expected quarter driven by selling the same phone with a slightly better camera. Yeah, but I mean, that's like, listen, the camera, here's the reality of it, right? Like, photographers use Apple products, right? So like the digital camera is kind of going out the door. And one of the things that a lot of photographers use is Apple for their cameras, right? So that's a big, like photographers use Apple. They don't use conventional cameras as much anymore. I mean, they still use them, but like, a lot of them can just swap out their cameras with their phone and then have a very convenient camera that they can use. And so I think that's still pretty good for sales. I don't think it matters what they're doing as long as their sales are good. People can argue against it, but All right, guys, we still got about 40 minutes left. 40 minutes until the data comes out. We got unemployment, non-farm payroll data dropping today. Very big day. Very, very relevant information here, of course. And hey, buddy, love you, man. Have a good day, dude. Love you, buddy. All right. But yeah, so AMC bounced at the VWAP here. SPY bounced at 407.80s. I don't know what we're going to get today. Again, people always ask me what I'm expecting. I really don't know what we're going to get today. I truly don't know. Yeah, that'll be a great fight, Para. Bilal versus Gilbert. Yeah, man, good fight. Yeah, I was skeptical of Bilal at first, but honestly, he proved me wrong, man. Dude's tough. Dude beat a lot of people I didn't think he would beat, you know? He's very tricky in terms of like his wrestling skill is good, his takedown defense is good, his striking. He might not have the most power, but he's resilient and he gets it done. So, you know, props to him. AMC 17-cent EPS missed the 16-cent estimate. Sales of 954 beat the 941 estimate. So really, AMC out. When did they drop? Where are you seeing that, Joshua? Again, I don't know if this is right, but all right. So yeah, AMC just dropped their numbers. Missed, had a larger loss than expected. Better than expected sales though. So again, to put this into perspective, the company made more money, but the company had more sales, but they lost money a little bit more than expected here. And so again, AMC numbers are out. Missed EPS. So mixed results here. Missed EPS, better than expected sales number. They posted a first quarter adjusted loss per share of 13 cents, a first quarter loss per share of 17 cents, first quarter revenue of 954.4 million. And again, they are going back and forth. Yeah, well, I see the numbers dropped actually. They dropped about 4 minutes ago. About 4 minutes ago is when they dropped. They were mixed results here. So again, they missed it. To put this into perspective, so EPS is profitability. It's engaged on how profitable the company is. And so AMC they missed in terms of profitability, but they beat on sales. So sales is kind of like the ceiling. Sales is kind of like the ceiling. So yeah, so so EPS is sales. EPS is sales. Or EPS is profitability, so it's margins. So better EPS, better margins, worse EPS, worse margins. So a little bit worse margins than expected. Again, 17-cent profit loss, or 17-cent loss per share on 16-cent estimate. Sales of almost $1 billion, 954 million, beat the 941 million estimate. First quarter EPS was 13 cents, better than the 16-cent estimate. Sales of 954 beat the 934. Okay, I'm sorry. So it looks like this number was wrong here. And for whatever reason, they are now dropping down. Look at this drop. So it looks like the first number was wrong. I'd buy this up. Let's see if we can add some more to this. All right, so we just added a little bit more to the trade. But it looks like the first number was wrong. Again, I'm not sure if it was or not, but it looks like it was. At least from I'm seeing a correction in all the different platforms. And this wasn't just one, this was multiple platforms I'm seeing a correction in. So I am showing now adjusted EPS was 13 cents a share. 17-cent estimate loss. And this is losses. And so it looks like it says the 2024 box office looks even better than 2023. And so we're going to delete that last post, which is apparently wrong. We're going to delete this. Actually, we're going to edit this. this up on screen. All right, so we just fixed it. We had to update the post since apparently the first one was wrong. But again, it looks like they beat EPS, beat sales now. Let's wait for Adam Aaron to say it's evil. It's evil. These evil companies. Again, we were at $6 a share now. $6 a share. Let's wait for Adam Aaron to say Bloomberg is evil. All right, guys. So Dan Goldman cutting some positions ahead of the bank crash. Again, AMC back up here. We strategically bought the dip. Instead of AI, Adam Aaron will say popcorn 20 times. Again, SPY up to basically 408s here. Apple's still trying to. Hey, what's up, Shepard? Yeah, but this doesn't just, to put it into perspective, like this doesn't just happen with AMC. Again, I cover a lot of big earnings reports, right? It's not just AMC. Like a lot of the time, like you'll have to understand, it probably has to do with how AMC is writing their earnings reports. Because like what happens here, and this is to put it into perspective, like this is what goes on, okay, is that these big software companies, these big like Bloomberg and all these different ones, right? What they do is they have code, they have bots that basically scrap the earnings report and then report on what they say, right? And so this wasn't they're not being malicious here. They're not wrong in the numbers. Okay, like the EPS wasn't wrong. What they did initially here is they posted the regular EPS instead of the adjusted EPS. So the adjusted EPS was better than expected, but the regular EPS was normal, or was the same numbers they dropped the first time. And so what's happening is that these bots are scrapping the earnings report, and the bots are the ones getting it wrong. It's nothing malicious. It's not like they're just trying to keep AMC down. It really isn't. It's literally just bots that are scrapping the earnings report. And it probably has to do with how AMC is writing their earnings report. But again, they posted the original EPS was a 16 or no. Yeah, the original EPS was like 17-cent loss. But the adjusted EPS was 13 cents. And that's the difference in this number here. AMC started to rip up. So I hope that makes sense. It's not just them targeting AMC. I mean, I know the CEO and everybody else, they're trying to get people morally invested into AMC, like they're fighting evil or whatever it is, right? Like that's what they're really doing. But again, it's mostly just bots that are getting it wrong. All right, guys. AMC up to 615s. Again, we bought the dip. We added some to the dip. We are making money on the bounce here. Good. All right, guys. AMC moving up. SPY moving up at 408s here. 408s. All right. Adam Aaron, CEO, says quarter one represents the, quote, strongest first quarter in 4 full years. Again, better than expected adjusted EPS. Better than expected sales. The dip buy we got in work, too. FUBA up 9%. You have so much faith in the system. It's cute. I think it's cute that so many people are being manipulated into holding terrible companies that are down huge percentages out of some type of moral fight. I'm not saying the system should be trusted, but I mean, acting like AMC is the epitome of what the system's trying to hold down, you know, a movie theater company that got hit by a pandemic, is kind of ridiculous, bro. Again, listen, I'm in AMC right now. I want AMC to go up, but I'm also not gullible. Like, I'm not going to get talked into joining these communities where the stock's dropping 70% and then they're blaming it on the big man just trying to keep the working man down. Like, bro, again, most of these are just not good companies. With that said, I'm up at AMC right now. We bought the dip. We're riding up a little bit. We'll see if gold does anything too. Thoughts on non-farm payrolls? Is it bullish for commodities? I don't know. It depends on what the numbers show up as. The prelim non-farm data came in much higher than expected. So the prelim data was much larger than expected here. And yeah, we'll see what this one does. But again, the prelim data was almost 100% higher than expectations. The expectation for this one, I think, is 180K. We also have unemployment rate dropping. Expectations for that are 3.6%. 3.6% for unemployment. So we got some stuff coming out for sure. Because you can trade in pre-market. What are you talking about? How are you trading right now? Because pre-market trade is open, man. Again, Google is your friend. Google is your friend. And again, I want AMC to go up. I hope it goes up. But again, I've seen so many of these communities sprout up over the last 4 or 5 years on just terrible companies, man. Like this, like a lot of the time, this is what happens. And again, what I'm asking for people at home to do is think about what I'm about to say objectively. Okay. Like try to truly think about what I'm about to say objectively. All right. Like you got these influencers that push these really sketchy mid caps, small caps, and mid caps mostly. It's mostly small and mid caps, right? So you get these influencers that are just shoving these stocks down, you know, pushing these stocks like, oh, these are the greatest stocks ever. They're going to go up all these big percentages. These influencers are telling everybody, oh, these are great buys and all this stuff, right? And then the same stocks that they're pumping, and I'm not going to mention names about the stocks, but the same stocks they're pumping drop 70% in a year, you know? You think those influencers are going to be like, yo, I was wrong, guys. I'm sorry. When it's got thousands and thousands of people that it talked into buying the, you know, big money on these stocks, you think they're going to be like, yo, I was wrong. You know, no. What are they going to do? They're going to say, oh, well, I wasn't wrong, but the working man is getting held down by the big guys here. You know, this is manipulation. Clearly, it would have worked. I would have been right if it wasn't for ABC, you know, company trying to keep the working man down. Right. And again, so many new traders eat it up. They're gullible. No offense. Look, I'm trying to look out for people. Like so many new traders just eat it up. They feel all warm and fuzzy as a part of a community while their stocks are dropping 70, 80%. You know, these aren't Amazon. These are not Apple stocks. Like these are speculative companies that are dropping big percentages. And again, they're talking you into never selling out of some type of moral issue. And it's not that at all. These are just sketchy companies that don't make that much money. Their margins are not that good. It's very speculative in nature, and it's high risk, high reward plays. And people have to see it for what it is instead of getting mad at the messenger for it, you know? Like, if your first reaction to this is getting mad at me, you're probably who I'm talking to. You know, and it might hurt to hear. I get it. Sometimes it's easier to just kind of get mad at the messenger over like really being introspective and looking at like what you're spending your money on. But again, think about it. I'm not trying to hate. I'm just being honest. And I think people need to listen, man. You know. Yeah, and again, I'm in AMC. I want AMC to go up. I'm not even necessarily talking about AMC. I'm just talking about a lot of these stocks that have these huge communities of traders out there just kind of stuck. Like, why do you think there's so many traders building these communities? Like, number one, you should never fanboy a stock. You should certainly never fanboy like a low float speculative penny stock. You know, and that's what a lot of new traders that don't know any better. They think putting their money in some of these stocks are like putting their money in Amazon. They're not. Like, these stocks are very speculative. A lot of them are overhyped. A lot of them don't make that much money. And again, the CEOs of those companies have to talk you into never selling by making it a moral issue, because they understand that they can manipulate people by saying, hey guys, you're fighting evil here. This is what you're fighting. You're fighting evil. Don't sell. You're fighting evil. That's a really good way to make a bunch of new naive traders not sell. You know, as the stock drops 70%. That's honestly one of the only ways they can talk people into not selling. And so what I'm asking is, be smart. Think about it objectively. You know, again, you think the influencers that are pumping these stocks up, that are telling everybody to buy them, are going to say, hey, I was wrong, it's down 70%? No. They're going to say, oh, well, you know, it would have gone up if it wasn't for ABC. You know, think about it. Yep. And again, the more people that get mad at me, the more wrapped up in it they are. You're right. Truth hurts, man. It's a scary thing. Like I said, the example I always use, you ever try talking to somebody about a pyramid scheme? Right? What do? Do they say, oh, thank you for your help? I know you're just looking out for me. Of course not. They get mad at you for it. Right? They say, oh, how dare you attack my business? You know? But sometimes the truth hurts, you know, but it's the truth. Anyways, I digress here. Back from this. Again, with all that said, I'm in AMC right now. I hope it goes up, you know. I added more on that dip, and I think we're sitting in pretty nice too. Again, Apple earnings yesterday, pump it up to 170s here. Tesla right now is at 162.60s here. We'll see if it holds, guys. We'll see if it holds. Hey, thank you, Wilfredo. I appreciate you, man. It's all good, dude. How's GameStop responding to all this? GameStop up to 1960s here. Yeah, man. I mean, again, I'm probably like, people are gonna get mad, and I'll probably lose subscribers doing this, but it's I'm not wrong here, you know. And I think people have to understand, like, I get it, your community might make you feel all warm and fuzzy, but it's because you're losing money holding a lot of these stocks. And so they have to make you feel warm and fuzzy, make you feel like you're a part of something big, you know. That's what it is. But again, think about it. Like, Apple doesn't need to do that. Amazon doesn't need to do that. You know why? It's because their long-term chart shows why people want to hold it. You know, they don't need to pat each other on the back and do it. And so just be careful. The biggest edge you'll ever have in markets is investing in the blue chip healthy companies long-term. Biggest edge you'll ever get. Not mid caps, not penny stocks, big, large cap companies. Investing in those, sitting on those for 5-10 years, you're almost guaranteed to make money if you get into the S&P 500 or you diversify well enough in large cap companies, blue chip large caps. Anyways, gold dipping down a little bit today. It's at 189. AMC pumping back up. It's at 615s here, and we'll see if it holds, guys. We'll see if it holds. Hey, thank you, Ray. Oh yeah, Mullen, dude. I've been telling people Mullen was sketchy for years now. Yeah, so a lot of people are talking about a short sell ban on stocks. Sorry about the music here. Let me see if we can put on some other music. All right, guys, we got 15 minutes, guys. 15 minutes. Yeah, I like movie theaters, man. I like theaters, but I'm a movie buff, dude. I love movies, man. My favorite director is probably Scorsese. Give me your top 5. Mine is probably Christopher Nolan, Martin Scorsese, Tarantino, Spielberg. I don't know who I want to go with the other one. There's a couple other good ones. But give me your top 4. But I love movies, bro. I think movie theaters are an experience. They're an event. I think they'll still be around for sure. I'm not saying they're not. What's up, Corey? I looked at the Mullen CEO once and was like, nope. Yeah, he's like if Elvis and Elon Musk had a baby, you know, the Mullen CEO would pop out, you know. Anybody ever seen him? I saw a... DraftKings moving, yeah. Hey, thank you, him. Continue to keep it real and stick to your morals. People will appreciate you in the long run. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Nolan, almost every movie ever done. Interstellar's one of my favorites. Batman, Dark Knight trilogy was good. Inception was good. You know, Christopher Nolan's just good, man. He's just, every movie he puts out is good. All right, guys. Hey, we got 13 minutes. Got a little bit over 700 people here. So, hey, y'all hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We appreciate it. Again, people are going to get mad, and that's okay. My job is to protect traders, you know. All right, guys. AMC at 612s here. SPY pulling back to 407.70s. GameStop at 1960s. More votes than likes. Hey, I don't care how many people like me as long as y'all watch. It's like Conor McGregor effect. Half the people watch him because they like him. Half the people watch him because they want to see him get KO'd, but they still watch him, you know, so it's all good. AMC at 614s, SPY at 407s, GameStop at 1960s here. Again, we'll see if they go up. I'm in AMC right now. We added some on that dip, and, you know, hey, we're green on the day because of it. We'll see if we keep it up. It's too old of movies. I'm a movie buff, but I don't like anything pre 1970. You know, like the oldest movies that I'll watch are like The Godfather or like Star Wars. You know what I mean, or stuff like that. Like I'll watch them, but anything pre 1970, I'm not interested in watching it. And even still, it's a hard sell on me for like pre 1980 movies, unless it's like big and culturally impactful. I'm just not gonna watch it most likely. Uh, yeah, 12 minutes, guys. 12 minutes. Coin earnings are already out, Corey. They came out yesterday. We covered them. Love you. Mm-hmm. Have a good day. A dress? Yeah. No. I got this hoodie. Next time, though. Love you. Hey, thank you. Thank you, BG. I appreciate it. Will you guys be trading the NASDAQ 100? Maybe. I'll probably be trading the E-mini for sure. I don't know about the NASDAQ. AMC sideways right now. Sideways on AMC. Tesla new vehicle registrations in Germany jumped 273%. The Sound of Music is rough. Bro, they used to make me watch that in school. I hated it, dude. It's so cheesy. So boring. I hate musicals. Probably because they forced me to watch that in school. I hate musicals with a passion. Like, bro, I don't want to see anybody sing, dude. Like, who actually likes musicals? Like unless you're like a singer, I'm just not a musical guy. I just don't like musicals. They're boring. I don't want to see somebody break out into song every 30 seconds. Not entertaining. Boring. You know? Yeah, all good, dude. Dollar index chart. Yeah, we can put the dollar index up. Here's the SPY in the middle. We got the dollar index on the right side here. We got AMC on the middle chart. Nope, never seen it, Tony. Again, I don't really watch old movies unless they're like culturally impactful, like The Godfather, Easy Rider. You know what I mean? Like I'll watch some stuff like that. But again, I'm not going to watch super old movies. They're just not relatable. Like here's an example. Okay. One of my wife's favorite shows is Scrubs, right? Scrubs, one of my wife's favorite shows. I like Scrubs, but I would prefer like The Office over Scrubs. Like in terms of like what we put on as we're falling asleep, I prefer like The Office over Scrubs. The reason I like The Office is because even though it's only about 5 to 6 years after Scrubs, Scrubs is just a little bit like the cameras in Scrubs are too old. And so you can tell they're old and they're less relatable. You know, they make me feel old watching them. And so that's like, so when I watch movies specifically, they need to be like new movies. Not new movies, but they need to be in the last 50 years. If they're past that, they're just not as relatable anymore, you know? Yeah, I watched Grease as a kid. Like I can remember Grease, but yeah, like Clockwork Orange and stuff. Like there's some good stuff. I'm not saying there's not. I'm just saying like it's just not my thing. Yeah, guys, we got 7 minutes, team. 7 minutes. Hey, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We're gonna throw it in sub only mode. If you haven't already, guys, hit the sub button, hit the notification bell. We're gonna throw it in sub only mode. Also, real quick, y'all do me a favor, sub to my real estate channel, guys. Sub to my real estate channel. I appreciate it. Here is the real estate channel link. Give your boy a subscribe. We're gonna talk about all things real estate on that channel. We just started it, and again, we're gonna throw it in sub only mode for this stream right now. So if you haven't yet, again, hit the sub button, hit the notification bell. We appreciate it. Let's keep the growth up. We're throwing in the sub only mode now. 5 minutes, guys. Really about 5.5 minutes, but let's get ready here. We're going to put all this stuff up. Non-farm payroll data today, guys. We are getting ready. Non-farm payroll data today. Busy week, man. And then next week, guys. So next week we have CPI on Wednesday. Very big data. Again, next week we get CPI on Wednesday. Very relevant data report here. Very relevant release. So CPI Wednesday. All right, we are ready. Again, hit the sub button, hit the notification bell. I appreciate it. What's up, Abdul? Yeah, it's got to be a good movie if it's going to be pre-1970. All right, guys. Hey, AMC moving up. SPY still at 408. Five minutes, team. I don't know if higher is going to be better or worse. I really don't. I think there's some nuance to it because I think of inflation and recession problems. Historically, over the last like 3 to 4 to 5 months, 6 months, 7 months. Hey, thank you, Russ, my guy. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Thank you, sir. Did I not put the link up for the real estate channel? Yeah, I put it up. Just scroll up. It's above you. Scroll up in the chat. But yeah, so with recession fears and inflation fears, I don't know. Over the last 6 months to a year, higher unemployment has caused positive responses in markets. And because the nuance that you got to think about is more spending, more people working means more spending, which in turn means higher prices, so higher inflation problems. That is one of the concepts that has made the market react positively to higher unemployment. But I think with all the banking problems with like Western Alliance, PACW, FRC, obviously, the banking fears and worries could cause the market to be more recession fearing. And if it is, then obviously a recession is, the definition of a recession is two losing GDP quarters with high unemployment, right? And so we've had 2 losing GDP quarters over the last year. We're not losing in GDP anymore, but high unemployment could contribute to recession fears. And so again, I think high unemployment will probably still equal a positive market response, but I'm not 100% sure, of course. And again, always do your own assessment. I really have no idea how the market's going to respond. So I think this is a really interesting report because it's going to show us what the market is specifically fearing. You know, whether the market is fearing pure recession, whether the market is fearing inflation, all that stuff. It's going to show us what the market is fearing now. And I think that's an important thing to understand right now, especially with all the crazy stuff going on where we're kind of in the middle of recession fearing and inflation fearing market. 3 minutes, guys, 3 minutes. Also, make sure you hit the live button next to the play button. So make sure you caught up on stream. Make sure you hit the live button next to the play button. We appreciate it. All right, so we did a E-Trade. I like some TV series. Just depends. We've been watching Yellowstone lately, but there's also some pretty good stuff. Like I was a big Breaking Bad person. I like Breaking Bad. Game of Thrones is one of my favorite series. The new one's great too. I love the new one too. Yeah, it's an AI picture, Abdul. So it's actually an AI. It's AI John, you know. So that's an AI image. Man, I go to bed, you're live. When I wake up, you're live. Hey. Nah, we don't stream 24/7, but we stream early in the morning. And so, hey, we're here. Subscribe if you haven't yet. We do this all day. Yeah, Game of Thrones is great. They messed up the last season, obviously, but still good. Again, the dollar index surging up ahead of this report here. And again, here is the SPY right here in the middle. Middle chart is the SPY under 408s right now. So we're under 408s here. Again, y'all be careful today. If inflation is controlled, tax rate will be paused. Is it good? I heard it was good. Hey, thank you, Sardar. No, I've never seen Better Call Saul. But yeah, guys, again, expectations of 3.6%. 3.6% for unemployment expectations. Non-farm data is expected at 180,000. 180,000. So again, (3.6% unemployment expectations, non-farm expected at 180K. We got 30 seconds, guys. 30 seconds. All right, guys, here we go. Let's see how the market responds here. Again, dollar index has popped up a little bit in anticipation of this. Again, unemployment, 3.6%. Last time it was 3.5%. Non-farm expected at 180,000 versus 236,000 last time. And so again, here we go. 15 seconds. All right, 5 seconds. Hit the live button next to the play button to make sure you're caught up. Let's see what we get here today. And there is the release. All right, guys, non-farm payrolls, 253,000. 253,000. Unemployment, 3.4%. Lower than expected unemployment at 3.4%. Non-farm payrolls at 253. And so economic growth is what this means. And again, I think the market might like this, but dollar index is shooting up on this economic growth number. And again, lower unemployment than expected, higher non-farm payrolls than expected here. Again, lower unemployment at 3.4% versus 3.6 expected. Non-farm payrolls at 253 versus 180,000 expected. So again, higher than expected non-farm data, lower than expected unemployment. So good economical growth data here. And the market, as I suggested, is fearing inflation. So it does not like this data currently. But again, it means economical growth here, guys. Unemployment, again, 3.4 versus 3.6 expected. Lower unemployment, higher payroll data. The market is contracting from this here, team. So again, let me know what you guys think. This signals more inflationary problems and fears, in my opinion. But the market has dipped down. And again, subscribe, guys. We cover this data fast. Every time we cover it, quick. So, hey, subscribe if you haven't. Hit the notification bell. We appreciate it. Let's keep the growth up. Again, we cover this data very quickly. So, again, market's starting to rebound all the way back up at 407.70s right now. 407.70s, team. 407.70s. Market's ripping back up. 407.50s again. Again, pretty choppy and neutral from this. The dollar index obviously has loved it. And again, you can see the data right underneath the screen here. Right underneath the screen. But yeah, higher non-farm payroll data, lower unemployment. All right, market is not liking this, though. Pulling back down to 407 here. Again, I'm really curious. So this shows that the market is still somewhat fearing inflation. Now, of course, it matters more so what the market does over the next like 20, 30, 40 minutes, an hour plus throughout market hours today. But this does show that the market is still fearing inflation over recession to a certain extent. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to hold in this way, but the initial reaction, as I suggested, shows that the market is fearing a recession. It is fearing inflation as well, because again, what this data release showed was economic growth. It showed lower unemployment, higher payroll numbers, right? So all of those are signaling higher economic growth than expected. And in that regard, inflation problems are there because more economic growth means worse inflation, right? Dollar index is loving it, of course, because it means economic growth for the dollar. But again, right now the market is still fearing inflation is what this shows. But I don't think this is necessarily bad. I think when you look at like the banking problems, economical growth, even though we might have inflation, is not necessarily a bad thing. The question is, what does the Fed do in the next 6 weeks for the next rate hike decision? And again, we do have CPI next week. Speaking of inflation, we do have CPI next week. So that will be very interesting to see what happens. We do have CPI coming out Wednesday of next week. So to gauge inflation, CPI is the consumer price index. It's the biggest inflationary gauge that the market overall looks at. And yeah. Market's kind of flat, but down slightly. No. So again, a lot of people are going to hear, like, "Hey, low unemployment, high economical growth," and they're going to think it's positive. And conventionally, it would be, but we're in an inflation market that's very high with regards to prices. Right? Prices are sky high right now. That makes, like, the whole reason the Fed raises rates is to discourage economical growth and spending. Right? When you discourage spending, when you raise rates, people stop spending as much, and in turn, businesses lower prices. Right? With economical growth, with payroll numbers being so high, uh, again, that is a bad sign for inflation, a better sign for recession worries, but a bad sign for inflation. And what it might mean is that the Fed might continue to raise rates aggressively in the next 6-week period for the rate hike decision in 6 weeks from now. So that is what these numbers mean. Again, interesting data report, much higher than expected payroll numbers. Yeah, sorry, did I say economical growth? I think I said, did I say economical growth? Economical means like good for the value, like good value, like economical, good value. But if I said economical, my bad. It is economic. Habit, I think, to just kind of say it. But yeah, market does not want to see economic growth. Market does not want to see economic growth. Market started to bounce back a little bit, though. Again, we'll see if it actually holds. Yeah, I know. Honestly, feel like it'll go down. Apple? Yeah, Apple had great earnings. Apple had great earnings, all the way up to almost 170. Is Jerome mad? I don't know. I doubt he's upset. He might continue to raise rates. And again, the question is, do we pause? The market's actually liking this data, though, so far. Starting to bounce back a little bit, about to go green relative to when the report came out. Yeah, irregardless. Yeah, irregardless is my pet peeve word. Irregardless is not a word. It's not a real word. They added it to the dictionary because people used it, but I think people use irregardless to try to sound smart, but it actually makes anybody that understands that irregardless is not a word, makes them understand that the person doesn't understand that it's not a word. It's regardless. It's not irregardless. It's regardless of how you feel. Irregardless is not a word. Anyways, SPY moving up. It's at 407.60s. The dollar index is at 101. 101.60s right now, guys, and we'll see if it holds. Yeah, a lot of stuff's in the dictionary, but Apple did not have great earnings. Yeah, them doing better than expected on EPS, better than expected sales, doing a $90 billion share buyback. You know, what terrible earnings, bro. I get it. People might be bearish on Apple, and they might think Apple is extended on the upside, but like their earnings were, they raised their dividend. They did a 90 billion share buyback program. They did better than expected EPS, better than expected sales. Like, come on now, man. I get it. People are bearish or people want the market to go down. There's too much ego floating around in the market because people are just kind of ignoring facts to suit their own like positions or whatever it is. Yeah, but I might not correct anybody. It depends on how well I know them. Irregardless isn't a word. Again, it's just not a word. Unemployment should be higher for the Fed to pause for sure. Yeah, I mean, the market seems to be trending with the dollar index, which is the interesting part of it. The market seems to be trending with the dollar. Look at the dollar move up. Look at the SPY move up. Again, I'm not saying it's good or bad. I really don't know. But what I will say is that the market is going to be fearing inflation after this report. Again, that's the big thing to understand. Is the market's going to be fearing inflation.
Honestly, if they're near all-time highs and their PE ratio is under 30, I think that's a pretty good thing. Like, to put it in perspective, Tesla PE is like 50 something. Amazon PE is over 100. And so to have a PE under 30 while you're around all-time highs, I think that's a pretty strong sign. I think with inflation stuff, I think the standard for PE has changed to where it used to be like 20 or below is good. I think now 30 or below is good. And so especially with Apple being around all-time highs and their PE ratio still being under 30, I think that's a good sign. And I think looking at the PE ratio can kind of cut a lot of the noise out. And again, Apple, regardless of what anybody said, the market interpreted Apple's earnings as good. Apple's gapping up from 166 to 170. So good gap up from earnings. And again, people are bringing up versus last time. And I don't know, considering like the drops in the overall market, I don't know if we can use last time's earnings as a standard. I think you have to look at expectational numbers and see how they did related to that. If Apple didn't believe in their future success, they wouldn't be doing a $90 billion buyback right now. So if Apple didn't like the current price, they wouldn't be doing a $90 billion buyback. It's also PE under 30. And so I think that's really important things to consider there. I get it. Bears are kind of, whatever. I'm not buying Apple personally myself, but I don't think everything is bad there. I think there's some arguments on both sides, I guess. Yeah, irregardless of what people say. Yeah, that's right. Definitely top 3 English speakers in the world right now for sure for me. But yeah, guys. Also, if you want to check out one of our sponsors, check out Top Step. If you want to day trade this momentum in the markets, these economic releases, they recently removed the rule that said that you couldn't day trade there on these economic releases. And again, Top Step is the most legit futures funded program in the world. They get a lot of people that want to day trade, but they don't have the funds for it. The PDT rule, if you want to day trade stocks, or the SPY, for instance, restricts you. You need over 25K with a margin account to day trade actively. But most pro traders trade futures because you can trade essentially the S&P 500 or the SPY and what's called the E-mini. You can trade the NASDAQ with the NASDAQ 100. You can trade currencies, and you can trade commodities like gold, silver, stuff like that. You can day trade them, instant settlement with a margin account. You can buy market, buy bid, sell the ask, all that good stuff, short, long, whatever you want to do in futures with no PDT restrictions. But some of the contracts are expensive, like the NASDAQ contracts over 10K, right? And so a lot of people to day trade them, they do these funded account programs. And number one, I'm going to preface everything with like, look, they're a sponsor of mine. They pay me money. And so I'm certainly biased in their favor. And I always try to be honest and transparent about that, of course. But it's much cheaper to try a funded account program than put up the money yourself. And I think a lot of new traders are going to lose money. Most people that take these accounts are going to lose money because most people lose day trading. It's not something that's a shock that most traders that take these funded account programs lose, because most day traders lose. 90+% of day traders lose. But the point is that it's so much cheaper to try a funded account program and lose than to put the money up yourself and lose. And Top Step's the most legit in the world. They pay out millions in withdrawals from their funded traders every year. They fund thousands of traders a year. There's a 90% profit split once you're funded. And what they do is they give you a demo and they test your skill. They give you a profit target, a max loss. If you can pass their testing, I think the base one, they give you 50K demo. If you can hit 3K on that demo without losing 2K as a trailing drawdown or 1,000 a day, and you can pass both phases, then they fund you 50 grand with a 90% split. And again, they're the most legit one in the world. It's really the best of both worlds where, a lot of people are going to lose, and that's okay, because if you lose, you're only down 130 something if you use my link on Top Step, $130 if you lose. But if you pass it, you still keep 90% moving forward. And so it's kind of the best of both worlds where you don't have too much risk, but you get a lot of the reward if you can pass it. And so check it out. Here's the link. Great way to help support the channel. And again, just a little warning, we had some people that tried to wait for me to make sponsored plugs and then criticize the sponsors every time. If you do that, you're just going to get banned instantly, as a heads up. Gold dipping down a little bit too with the dollar weakness. And again, the SPY is actually ripped all the way back up here. So look at the SPY here. So the SPY is at 408s right now. Very big rebound in markets. Apple pushing up over 170s. Snapchat back up to $8 here. Yeah, but how do you know layoffs are left and right, though, okay? You know, Kay says, does anybody trust this data? Layoffs left and right and unemployment goes down. How do you know layoffs are left and right, though? I guess is my question. You know, like where are you getting that data from? Because just kind of, own personal, experience isn't going to be big enough to really look at. And again, everybody has to understand the way I look at it, which is like I get people who are just wrong about their predictions. They say, "Oh, well, the data is going to be this," and then it turns out to be the opposite. And then they say, "Oh, well, the numbers are wrong." Where people are going to say, "Oh, well, the data is going to be this," and then it's not. And then they say, "Oh, well, manipulation." And again, I'm not saying that's not true, but just what backs that up? Like, what's your proof of that? It varies, Jid. I think it's more nuanced than yes or no. I think it could be either one. I think that I think higher payroll numbers and lower unemployment is worse for inflation problems, but better for recession fears, and especially with like the banking problems that we've had over the last couple months. I think there's some. I think it could be interpreted as either one. So I think there's an argument for the market going up afterwards because again, inflation, recession fears are here with the banks, with WAL, with PACW, with FRC. There's a lot of inflation fears in this situation. Yeah, I'm sure there's tech layoffs for sure. And that's been something where companies have announced layoffs in tech, and it's caused positive response in markets. But again, I guess the people have to look at it like the market's response here is not like the market is not about actual company health directly. It's about it's about mass psychology and human interpretation of company health, right? So it's one of the reasons like if it was just directly about company health, then people would just wait for a stock to have good earnings, good revenue, good guidance, and then buy. And if they'd wait for it to have bad numbers and then sell, and it would be very easy to make money. But it's not that easy. And again, we're trying to bet on psychology. We're trying to bet on like how much of this is already baked into it. There's a lot more nuance to it, I guess, as an example. Yeah, all good, Kay. No worries, brother. It's all good. I thought the Fed wanted to see the economy slow down. It's not slowing. Yeah, but okay, so the Fed wants to do what's called a soft landing, which means that they want to raise rates enough to curb inflation, but not so much to cause a recession. And inflation numbers have been better. CPI lower than expected, PPI lower than expected, PCE lower than expected. In some ways, it's not universally lower, but we have seen over the last 3 months noticeably better inflationary metrics. Again, people could argue against that. They can isolate core or whatever they want to do, but in general, overall, we have seen lower than expected inflation numbers compared to expectations, at least. And so, maybe they're going to accomplish it. Again, I don't know if they're going to hit it or not. I know the market seems to be liking this data. So, market's up to 408.70s right now. 408.70s. Dollar index and SPY going up together, kind of, not completely. There's might be a mild positive correlation today, but it's not like exact. All right, so again, we've had a pretty good week trading on Top Step here. Again, here's my trading so far this week. We are up about 1,200. We're gonna see if we can make about 2K. Over the next, bring those gains up to about 1,500 to 2K today if we get a good day, and we'll try. I was thinking about buying Disney yesterday, and I didn't, and I'm bummed I didn't because Disney's almost up to 99 again. Snapchat's pretty close to back up there too. Yeah. We bought a little bit of AMC. We're sitting on AMC right now too. GameStop, you can kind of see it on the left here. Here's the Q. Here's Tesla. 163s. And yeah, I don't think we have any other economic data today. Let me see. No, nothing else today. We got like the Canadian unemployment rate came in lower than expected at 5% as well. So again, it's not just us. Like the Canadian unemployment rate came in low at 5%. The payroll numbers are the big things that could be considered bad, but this isn't a shock because again, when payroll numbers drop, you get what's called the prelim data. It's called the non-farm employment change number. That's a pretty good predictor in terms of overall economy. And so if you want to know a pretty good pairs trade to get involved with sometimes. Again, I'm not telling you what to do. I have no idea what any of this will do. I'm just telling you a pairs trade that sometimes you could use based off of economic data. Is that generally when payroll numbers are announced every month, every month payroll numbers come out, right? And the way it works is that on Wednesday, typically, you get what's called the non-farm employment change numbers, which are kind of a predictor to non-farm payroll data, right? It's something that like I even told like my mortgage buddy thought we'd get low non-farm payroll numbers today. And one of the things that I told him was like, hey, well, the prelim non-farm data on Wednesday came out almost 100% higher than expected. The prelim data on Wednesday did. And so it's not a shock that now 2 days later, and the prelim data always comes out 2 days before the actual non-farm payroll data. So it's not a shock that non-farm payroll data came out much higher, 70% higher, 60% higher, whatever it is. It's not a shock. And a good kind of sympathy trade that you can get involved with is watching what the prelim non-farm data is that comes out once a month on Wednesday. And then if it comes in really high or really low or whatever it is, then get ready to take the appropriate trade based off of the Friday data that drops 2 days later, right? Because not a lot of people pay attention to the prelim data, but the prelim is one of the biggest predictors of what the actual payroll data will be. And so, but the other nuance to that is that you're going to have to figure out, how you think the market will react to high or low payroll data. You know, if you think the market will react negatively, of course, then if the prelim data comes in higher than expected, maybe you can get a put option or some shorts or whatever you want to do. If the prelim data comes in low and you think the market's going to react positively to that, then you can buy some calls or buy some shares or whatever you want to do. And again, I can't guarantee any of that's going to work, but that's just an idea to give people here because that can be a powerful thing, if that makes sense. AMC numbers are out already. AMC posted 13-cent EPS, 16-cent estimate, sales of 954, beat the 941 estimate, says 24 box office is looking better than 23. What do you think about Snap right here? I added some shares on Snapchat down here, but again, I don't know. Snapchat's range is pretty tight. We'll see if it ends up doing anything. I really have no idea. Yeah, Big T, that's true. He said, why is everyone tripping on interest rates? These are historically average and low, healthy. 100%. Like, listen, 6 to 7% is not historically high. It's average or low. Like in the 80s, interest rates were up to 18%, right? So having 6 or 7% interest rate is not terrible. It's not like crazy high. But I think over the last decade or two, people have just gotten used to really low rates. You know, like when in 2016, 2017, interest rates were like 3.5%. And so I think people are just used to low rates now. And again, they might be in for a rude awakening, I think, in that regard. God says, thanks for being live early too. Always got data releases. Honest, good trader and fellow poker player. My guy, thank you, man. I appreciate you, brother. Shout out to you with the $10 donation, man. Thank you so much, dude. I appreciate it. Hey, John, when NVIDIA goes down, AMD seems to go up and vice versa. Yeah, I mean, they're competitors, so that kind of makes sense, Shepard. But yeah, thank you so much, Guts. I appreciate you, bro. Snap at $8 here. My average is like 805 or something. So like I'm pretty close to break even on Snap. Almost doubled my portfolio on this news into your information. Thanks, man. Hey, thank you, bro. I appreciate you, bro. Congrats, dude. That's great. That's great. Just be careful. Don't risk so much to where you're doubling your portfolio pretty easily. You know, anything could go against you there, bro. So just be careful. Yeah, so again, gold is down today. Makes sense. Dollar up, gold down. Gold's trading against the dollar. Tesla up to 164s or so. So Tesla been on a pretty big rebound here. The SPY is pulling back now, though. And again, we'll see what happens here. I don't know if we're going to get anything. Hey, what's up, wholesale? Apple holding up. Yeah, Apple, I mean, market's up. Apple's probably going to be up with it, you know. Apple's kind of what's holding the market up to a certain extent. So Apple over 170s, pulling back to 170s now. And again, we'll see if it holds. Another one of my sponsors, guys, is a company called Chart Prime. And again, this is just the second plug I've done all day. Again, anytime I do these plugs, remember, I'm certainly biased in their favor because they pay me money. And yeah, Chart Prime is just really cool. Honestly, like, again, people have to understand, like, this is $35 a month. Again, my favorite way to use it is on a 1 hour chart. And again, I can't fake what this is, right? So this is a 1 hour chart on Chart Prime. It's $35 a month. And I think it's a little bit less than 35 now. I think they're doing a 45% off sale. So I think it's like $30 a month or something close to it right now. But like, look, they give you this alert signal here, and this is an hourly chart. So literal hours of price action on the downside. Reversal down here, drop. Reversal up. This one might, you know, arguable whether that one actually worked. But again, you can just get some cool stuff here. Like, again, people were like, oh, Chart Prime's a scam. It's like, Chart Prime's not a scam for the same reason the VWAP is not a scam. You know, moving averages are not a scam. These are just custom indicators, and they're really cool, honestly. Like, look, reversal down and bearish engulfing, drop over like a 5 hour period. This one was wrong. But again, this one called basically the top. Look at it. My favorite is finding multiple show up together at once. Look at the reversal up and the bearish engulfing candle. You get bounces over like days. Again, bearish engulfing candle here. One of the big things people don't understand is that candlestick patterns can work on long-term charts. Like, look at this bounce you get after this bullish engulfing candle right here. So they can be really useful. My favorite is probably using it on a 1 hour chart and a 5 hour chart. But you got to figure out what works. Like, they're not going to work on everything. Nothing in trading is that easy. So again, people were asking me, here's a 5-minute chart. Some people said that the signal showed up 3 or 4 candles afterwards. This one just showed up on the SPY. And again, I can't guarantee this is going to work. But like, this one just showed up on the SPY here. And And so far, we've gotten a few drops. I don't know if the drops are going to continue, of course, but here's an example of like they don't just show up 5 minutes later. They don't just show up 5 candles later. Like this is the next candle. And again, my favorite is a 5-minute chart, and you can kind of see why here. Like look at the reversal, literally called the very top right here. Like look at this drop. So again, it literally showed up at the top, and then you get drops over like what, 2-hour period. Reversal up here, bounce. Reversal up here, bounce. So again, it's called chart prime. It's just an indicator service, guys. Like that's all it is. It doesn't take trades for you or anything like that. It's just showing you potential reversals using indicators and stuff like that. It doesn't even say reversal. It says possible reversal. So it's not telling you to do anything. It's just saying, hey, a reversal might be coming up. But yeah, $45 a month right now if you use this promo code in the description. So I'll show you the promo code here. $45 a month if you use the promo code CP45. And so again, they are a sponsor of mine. I'm certainly biased in their favor. There's the link. So it's only day trading. I think you can tell them to close your day at the end of the day, or your trades at the end of the day, but you'd have to reach out to them. Hey John, is the Pac West rebound reactionary, or is there news that they aren't in a liquidity crunch now? I couldn't find anything. Let me see. Jim Cramer, Zion Bancorp option traders bet on stock dipping. I think this is reactionary, but I'm not 100% sure. The KRE increased 3%. Comerica gained 4%. Deutsche analyst Jim Reed said, quote, "There's no doubt that this is a nervous time for markets as we wait for the next series of resolutions in the U.S. banking crisis." He said, quote, "The scary thing is that the attacks are increasingly looking speculative, but risk is becoming self-fulfilling." Basically saying the drops are caused by fear, and understandable. I mean, fear is there for sure in banks. Yeah, well, it's not supposed to be swings. Like, it's only a day trading combine is what it is. You can't guarantee anything? Yeah, you better believe I can't guarantee anything. That's kind of like the catchphrase of this channel is I have no idea what I'm talking about. I might be wildly wrong about everything. Some people, it's funny. Some people try to criticize me and they'll be like, this dude, this dude doesn't know what he's talking about. And it's like, maybe. But if you heard the stream, you would understand that, you'd understand like my catchphrase. Look at my Twitter profile here, guys. Look at my Twitter profile. Your favorite trader's favorite trader. I'm channeling my inner young Jeezy. I have no idea what I'm doing. It literally says that on my main page. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I might have no idea what I'm doing. Anything and everything I might mention might crash down. Okay. Like, I'm not out here slanging courses either. So it doesn't matter how good of a trader I am. I just wanted to create a free resource and community of traders that got together that didn't sell courses or act like experts and pressure people to buy or sell anything. And hey, hope you guys appreciate it. We try over here. All right, guys. We're going to get ready to trade some futures, though. Let me put all this stuff up on the side. Yeah, top 3, guys. I have no idea what he's talking about. Top 3 no idea traders in the world right now, for sure. Oh, wait, I got this must be from the crypto show. Okay, there we go. All right, guys. So again, a very green week for me in futures so far today. No losing days at this point in futures. We are going to get ready to trade the open here. Let's see if we get something good today. Honestly, I'm so excited to rest this weekend, man. I'm tired, bro. It has been such a busy time. Man, again, we probably streamed last week, like on average, at least 6 to 7 hours of actual stream time. And that's not even including like the back end work that we have to do to run this channel. So a lot of busyness over the last couple weeks. John knows what he's talking about. I mean, I might know what I'm talking about, but nobody can touch me if I tell people I don't, you know? Like, again, I'm telling people constantly, don't copy me. I have no idea what I'm doing. I might be wildly wrong about everything. And so, like, if I lose, people can't criticize me. Like, oh, wow, you know? The guy that said he didn't know what he was talking about didn't know what he was talking about. It's been great for growth for sure, bro. Like, again, it's been great for growth. Like, last couple days, we've grown by thousands of subscribers. But, whew, it's been work for sure. But guys, market's dipping down a little bit. Part of me wants to buy this dip right now. I'm going to take one contract here. We got one contract of the regular E-mini. Don't copy me. I have no idea what I'm doing. I like this pullback because we're kind of around the 200 EMA and the VWAP here. So maybe we'll get a little pop, but I'm going to try to give it some time to work. All good, TJ. But please don't sue me. Yeah, right. Exactly. Anybody that gets mad at me, Gilbert, is just kind of, they're really unhappy with themselves. You know, I'll turn into therapist John. Anybody that really finds a reason to hate is just mad about themselves. You know, for whatever reason. Like, they're just upset that they're not where they want to be. And so they're just kind of lashing out on me, and it's okay. You know, they can let it out. I'll be your huckleberry when it comes to the therapist, guys. It's okay. Y'all are my therapist. Listen, I splurge a lot of my life to you guys, you know. All right, so we're slightly green here. Slightly green. I like the risk here because the risk shouldn't be super high. And if we get a small bounce back, I can make at least a little bit, give myself some cushion heading into the open. If it turns against me, we got a really obvious risk level. And so it's not the end of the world, even if it goes against me. But hopefully it doesn't. We're up $25 on the trade so far. Yeah, for sure, Craig. One day. One day, brother. All right, up 25. Very choppy open, believe it or not. Remember, it is Friday too, guys, so y'all just be careful. All right, so we just sold. I don't know how much we made there. We made like 40 bucks. So not bad. Yeah, we made about 40 bucks just now, so I'll take it. Caught the pop, small risk, like the trade. Got a little cushion into the open, so that's always nice. Any unsolicited advice for new traders? Well, number one, I'm not an expert. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I might be wildly wrong about anything. We're not trading professionals. None of this is forward-looking statements. Don't sue me. With all that said and out the way, though, for new traders, you want to just trade small. You know, one of the reasons, like, people hate on these funded account programs, but like they really are ways to save money. Right? They really do save new traders money. Like when I first got started trading, I've told this story many times and I'll tell it again. When I first started trading, I saved up like $4,000 to put towards my trading. Put it into trading, started day trading penny stocks, and lost that $4,000 so fast. So quickly I lost that $4K. And that was a lot of money to me at the time. Like $4,000 was, like that was a chunk of money for me at the time. But that built risk management, number one. But if I could start over, I wish I would have had those funded account programs when I first got started. It would have just saved me so much money. Because again, I think most people are going to lose those, but it's so much cheaper to lose that than to put up 20K yourself and 4,000 or whatever you want to do. Because again, most new traders don't have risk management. And so it's one of the reasons like the PDT rule is an absolutely ridiculous rule, is because they say, oh, we're helping traders. No, you're not. Like you're causing some traders to save up 25 grand to actively day trade. What new trader has any type of risk management skill? Almost none of them do. And so to make a new trader who wants to actively day trade, do it on a $25,000 account for their first freaking account is absolutely ridiculous. It's terrible for traders. And it ends up just causing traders to lose more than it would. Like think about how much better it would be if they allowed you to day trade a $2,000 account, or a $1,000 account. You could day trade actively, but you could do it with really small size. And if you lost it, it's not the end of the world. But forcing somebody to take 25K and then just being like, oh, well, don't trade your whole account. It's like, yeah, but what new trader has that discipline? None of them for the most part. And so it's just a silly rule. And it's one of the reasons like the funded account programs make tons of sense. The futures markets make tons of sense. But again, I'm biased because TopStat pays me money, of course. So I'm biased in their favor, but they really are like, they've been around for over 10 years. And so I think they make sense. But again, I'm biased, of course. Right, for sure, Tessie, 100%. And again, the thing to understand is that if you would have put the money up yourself, you probably would have lost more. So job numbers bullish. Well, the job numbers were much higher than expected. So whether that's bullish, I'm not sure. For inflation is certainly not bullish, but but for economic growth, man, I keep trying to say economical. For economic growth, it's bullish, but for inflation, it's not. John, why don't you create a broker program app of some sort? Because I can program, but I can't program that well, man. I'm mostly a front-end developer. And so I'm not going to be creating another Thinkorswim, I wish I could, but I'm not. Like I can program like React Native, JavaScript, front-end development, mostly. But I'm not going to be creating some super genius, trading platform. That's just, I don't have time for that, number one. And number two, my programming skills are lacking on the back end. So it's just not something that, I'm going to do. I might be able to create a mobile application, and I have before. If anybody remember the Squeeze app, I created that one. But again, it all has to do with time. Markets bounce it up, though. Look at the bounce we're getting in markets. Yeah, maybe. I wonder if they would create that. Let me see. I'm seeing what would happen if I asked ChatGPT, saying, write me JavaScript React code that creates a full stock trading platform that is unique, allows API access, and looks professional. Let's see what it says. I can't imagine that it's going to spit that code out to me. Oh, dang, dude. It just... All right, so the last one, it just booted me out of the conversation and said I couldn't do that. I'm asking it again. Yeah, so basically, and I assumed it wouldn't be able to. It says creating a trading platform for futures is a complex task that requires a lot of time and effort. It is not something that can be done in a single conversation. Yeah. So I assumed it wouldn't. Be able to write that, you know, AI's good. It ain't that good, you know. Why did you create the Squeeze app? I created the Squeeze app because it was right in the middle of AMC, GameStop, Squeeze hype, and I wanted a way to track Squeeze potential. So I created a React Native app that pulled APIs that would give you like the short float, the float percentage, you know, and we had like 500 plus downloads of it. Unfortunately, you know, again, like I'm super busy, and so I just didn't have time to keep it updated and all that stuff and pay for API access and all that stuff. Like, again, to put it into perspective, guys, like I own 100% of this YouTube channel, and I got, you know, Pawn's a great mod, but he's really the only other mod that I have helping me run this thing. And so it's basically just, so I got to spend a lot of time running this channel. I'm also a real estate agent as well, like a licensed real estate agent. I do some software development. I trade. And then I'm also married and I have kids. And so like, I'm just super busy. And so, you know, I'm not saying I'll never do it again, but, it's got to be a good idea for a mobile app. If it was, I would do it, you know. Yeah, but at this point, I probably make enough to where I could just pay somebody. Even though I can program, it might just be easier to pay somebody to program or buy an already created app and then tweak it a little bit to fit what I want. Yeah, data's not cheap. Like API access is not cheap. For the Squeeze app, I remember I was paying like $200 a month for that API data, and that's not a lot to me, but it. You know, when I don't have time to update it and really promote it like that, it was just not worth it to keep paying it. All right, guys, so market moved up a lot. Again, we bought that dip, and we covered it pretty quickly, so. Yeah, for sure, exactly. I was trading penny stocks a lot more, looking at Squeeze, momentum, and hype. I've kind of evolved past that now, you know, which is all right. I think most new traders get wrapped up in penny stocks, and then they kind of evolve. Some stay there, but... All right, guys, we got 13 minutes. 13 minutes. All right, guys. Pulling back a little bit on the E-mini, but not a ton amount. Dollar index falling down some, so that's good. VWAP is certainly my favorite indicator. But I've been using like the 200 EMA and the volume weighted average price a lot more lately too. Still have 1 million shares of stock worth only $100 to remind me. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of how it goes, dude. You get a lot of people get wrapped up in it. A lot of people hate me. Like, again, it's kind of what I said earlier. Like, a lot of people get wrapped up in those communities of penny stocks and mid caps that are just failing. And again, like, you got to think of why those communities are formed, right? Those communities are formed to talk you into not selling wildly depreciating stocks. That is why those communities are there. And so it's really tempting to kind of shoot the messenger and get mad at anybody who criticizes those stocks and say, oh, well, they're just trying to keep the working man down. But no, like, they are telling you the truth a lot of the time, which are these companies are sketchy, speculative, and down huge percentages. You know, so at a certain point, you got to just look at it objectively and like understand, hey, the big boys don't need to sell me on a community of a stock. You know, I don't know how much money this is, TJ, but thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Let me Google this real quick. But yeah, thank you so much, dude. I don't know how much it is. Oh, it's 250 pesos. So that is $23. Hey, thank you, sir. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you, man. Or no, I'm sorry. It is $14. But thank you so much, dude. I appreciate the love, brother. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, I don't use the MACD as much. But yeah, thank you, TJ. Shout out to my man. Hey, I appreciate you, brother. But yeah, I don't use the MACD. I use a MACD can work for sure, but I like using the 200 EMA. I don't look for crossovers. I look for consolidation around the same spot. Like, again, remember, guys, one of the reasons I bought the SPY just now, or the E-mini, is because of this right here. So if you zoom out here, you can see, like, my favorite thing to do is find multiple lines showing up. You see the 200 EMA and the volume weighted average price right around the same spot, right around the same level. And so when we dip down to there and we have a double bottom even in that too, that's where I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to buy up a little bit. We got an identified risk. You know, the 200 EMA and the volume weighted average price are right at the same spot. We got double the support. I'm going to buy that pullback. And those work a lot of the time. Like, those have been very, very good trades to me, you know. Just join, quick overview on the data release. So payroll numbers came in way higher than expected. So payroll numbers, super high. About 60 to 70% higher than expected here. And it's not a surprise because, again, we had the prelim payroll data on Wednesday that were noticeably high. Now, unemployment came in light. So it came in lower than expected, 3.4% versus 3.6%. Now, in the end, these both signal economic growth, right? So these both signal economic growth. And whether that's a good or bad thing is subjective. A lot of people are going to say, hey, inflation's worse. That's bad. You know, a lot of people are going to say, hey, economic growth is good, with banking failures especially. And so I think it's kind of neutral in a lot of ways, depending on what you got going on. Well, market's in a weird spot where we're fearing both inflation and a recession. So I think whether it's good or bad is you know, yet to be known in terms of market reaction. Hey, but yeah, thank you, TJ. Yeah, Powell, I don't know whether he likes the data or not. I think unemployment's not bad. I think unemployment it's going to be seen as good because, again, they want a soft landing, which means that like rate hikes to curb inflation, but no recession, which a recession characteristic is high unemployment. And we don't have that. So I think the employment number is good. I think the bad one with regards to the rate hike decisions are the payroll numbers. The payroll numbers super high. And again, on Wednesday, they were high as well. So again, as I said earlier, that can be a little bit of a warning towards what might happen. Today was Wednesday, because Wednesday numbers were like 100% higher than expected for in non-farm employment change numbers. And so, yeah, I mean, the bad ones, payroll numbers are the rough ones. But again, time will tell whether the market likes or dislikes it. And again, also, guys, y'all do me a favor. Go sub to my real estate channel here. We do have a real estate channel. Go give your boy a sub on that channel here. We appreciate it. We're already up to 40 subscribers here. But yeah, check it out. There's the link. Sub to the channel. Help support your boy here. We appreciate it. All right, guys. Yeah, so I do see, and again, I think this is absolutely true, man. I'm seeing this post. And again, I want a lot of people to understand this post. This was by Morgan Housel, who did The Psychology of Money writer. He says, quote, "Reminder that no matter how the economy is performing, there will always be a loud group of people saying a big recession is around the corner, hyperinflation is imminent, the dollar is doomed, the Fed broke everything, and stocks are overvalued." They're always going to be saying that, and this is absolutely true. I have seen this over and over again over the last 5-6 years. It's been like that for 100+ years, right? That's the nature of the market. And so again, I'm not saying we're not there. What I'm saying is that I will believe it when I see it. It's something that like I see constantly. And again, it's something that a lot of people should understand too, because a lot of people get wrapped up in it, man. Again, I see a lot of like big YouTubers pushing it, and maybe they're right, but it's kind of something like a lot of big YouTubers said we would crash when the SPY was at when the SPY was at the 350s and 360s, and like now every time we get a 1 or 2% pullback in the market over a couple days period, they're like, aha, see? And it's like, yeah, but the market is up big percentages over the last 6 months. So, you can't ignore this. And then when it drops, 2%, say, aha, see, I told you so. And again, I think a lot of traders are getting wrapped up in that. And maybe they're right. I'm not saying don't hedge or whatever it is. If you want to hedge on gold, do your thing. What I'm saying is that, like, recognize the nature of the market in that regard. Hey, thank you, Cedric. All right, guys. Hey, we got 3 minutes until the market opens. We'll see if we get something good today. Yeah, I think one of the things is like, I think the thing that people understand is that nobody knows typically when we crash. You know, nobody knows. So if everybody's telling me the market's going to crash, I'm generally skeptical. Number one. Number two is like people act like things are so crazy now, and to a certain extent they are. But I think like people acting like things are crazier now than they were in the early 1900s, the mid 1900s, the early 1960s, the early 1970s. You know what I mean? The early 1980s. People acting like things are worse now than back then don't understand history. You know, people are acting like the world is just so crazy now relative to how it used to be. Bro, in 1940s and 30s, a crazy dictator, started a huge world war. You know, uh, think about that. Think about the Hiroshima and all that stuff. Like, the world is much more calm now than it was back then. The difference now is that we just have cameras. We have immediate news sources that give you news from all across the world immediately. And they didn't have that back then. Like, back then when something happened, there was a lag between it happening and you hearing about it. And so that made the world seem more calm because you only saw immediately around you what was going on. At this point in time, we know everything and anything crazy going on around the world. And so it seems a lot crazier. But it's not. Anyways, Snap's starting to push back up. Snap at 804s. All right, guys, we got 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Again, hit the live button next to the play button. You'll catch back up on the stream. All right, 10 seconds, guys. 10 seconds. Whew. All right, there's the opening bell. Yeah, 100% AV. Yeah, for sure. Bad news sells. Anyways, guys, market pulling back a little bit at the open. Small little dip. I would say we're a little extended heading into the open, though. I think we might get a sell-off here, but I hope I'm wrong. Snapchat trade's doing great. We're completely flat. We might be about to enter the green on our Snapchat trade. Snapchat ripping back up. Hey, you love to see it. AMD giving back some gains it did yesterday. Yeah, market's been kind of, again, I thought we might sell off a little bit into the open because of extension and pre-market, but who knows? All right, market's ripping up, though. Look at this bounce. Maybe I was wrong about the sell-off here. Again, I have no idea what's going to happen, but look at this pop. AMC gave back a lot of the gains and made. Big green action here. Huge green candle. Wow, look at this. Let's look at banks. WAL, PACW. Bouncing back some. Look at this big bounce here, guys. A lot of green. Spy back up to almost 410. Yeah, you know. Yeah, the dollar index is starting to drop. I mean, generally, it's going to have an inverse correlation with the market. So the Dixie's falling down now, short term, as the market pushes up, and vice versa will happen, you know. Gold bouncing back. Big green action here. Banks are heading up. Question is, do I want to buy this pullback real quick? We're still pretty close to the open here. We're only 3 minutes in. All right, so I just bought one contract of the regular E-mini here. We're going to see if we get a quick bounce back. We already got a cushion on the day, so that's nice. Hello? Hey, you're on stream. Or not on stream, but I'm streaming. Sorry, Carol's pretty bad with what time she calls me. But I got into a green trade, and we ended up taking some profit there. And so while we were in it, we were up about $75 on the day. There's the P&L right now. Dollar index up to 101.60s. What time frame is best? I don't know if there's a best. It's all preference. Oh, look at Tesla fly up though, guys. Tesla at 165s. All right, starting to get another dip here again. I don't know if I'm ready to buy this yet. Still got some down wicks here. Dollar index moving back up. See what the market does here. Again, we're pretty flat over the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles. Yes, Scott. I'm not going to be specific about what it is, but yes. Again, pretty flat market right now, man. Tesla testing highs again, might be ripping up some more. See if it holds. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pretty sideways channels or candles. Apple. Wow, yeah, look at Apple fly here, man. That's what I'm saying. People acting like Apple was weak. I think it's kind of the same thing I talked about, which is that, you know, you're always going to have people saying a big recession is around the corner and hyperinflation is imminent and the dollar is doomed and the Fed broke everything and stocks are overvalued. But again, it's been like that for 100 years. All right, again, pretty flat market right now. Not really doing much. Market's testing the top of the range here. Look at Apple rip up all the way to 170 or 174s. Craziness. I am using Quant Tower Cosmic on Top Step. Quant Tower on Top Step. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's all good if you don't like Apple. I don't think a PE ratio of 28 is bad. People acting like that's bad. Like, have you seen Tesla, Amazon? You know, like all their PE ratios are way over 40. And so, again, I mean, Apple is one of the strongest long-term companies in the world, obviously, you know, in terms of just their overall business. It's obviously one of the stronger companies in the world. Again, I'll put it this way. The biggest edge you ever get in markets is that long-term blue chip companies generally go up. All right. Betting against these long-term companies, these blue chip companies long-term is one of the biggest sucker bets you could ever do. Okay. Don't get wrapped up in sensationalism. Don't get wrapped up in doomsday whisperers. Okay, maybe we crash. I don't know if we do or not. I'm talking about long-term. Apple's going to go up, guys. Despite what anything and everything people are saying, Apple's going to go up long-term. Market's flying up. Just broke highs here. Wow. Yeah. So, I mean, again, Apple having a PE ratio under 30 is actually pretty good. People are using that like it's a bad thing. Like, PE ratio of 28 right now is great, honestly, relative to all the other big companies right now. Again, Amazon's is over 100, to put it into perspective. So, a PE under 30 is great, realistically. Hey, there we go. Snapchat up to 807s. Tesla breaking highs, too. Let's see if we can move up. Look at the market pump. Snapchat testing the highs of the day at about 809. AMD pushing. Yeah, AMD up to 86. WAL. Yeah, so banking strength is what's dragging everything else up. WAL, PACW, all rip it up. PACW is now halted on the upside, guys. Halted on the upside. At 495. So PACW is now halted on the upside, which is a great sign, honestly. PACW at almost $5. Halted. Second time it's been halted today on bank strength, and that's what's dragging the market up. Again, we had some people last week that were telling me that the banks in the market weren't correlated with each other. I think today is kind of showing you, of course they are. Like, banking strength or weakness is wildly relevant to the overall market. And again, it's something that, like, I think stocks are something where people want to act like they know more than they really know, like, very quickly. Everybody wants to act like they're a market expert, but a lot of people are pretty new, because again, the market and banks are obviously correlated. You know, banking weakness or strength is obviously going to influence the market. And right now, the reason the market's going up is not only because banking weakness or strength, but also because Tesla's ripping over highs. Apple's very strong today. But again, PACW broke highs, tapped, got halted. WAL flying up as well. So a lot of these regional banks are doing pretty good. JP Morgan just broke highs. Bank of America just broke highs. Wells Fargo breaking highs right now too. So yeah, gold. Yeah, we're sitting on a little bit of gold, but again, this is a long-term trade for gold. I'm just kind of diversifying by buying some gold ETFs. We're not really down that much though. on that. Snapchat's doing good too, so we kind of hedged it a little bit with another stock, but Apple finally pulling back here. The interesting thing to see is when PACW is going to resume. It got halted at 42. It's now 44. It should resume here theoretically at 46 if it's a 5-minute halt, or 47 if it's a 5-minute halt. So again, market's pumping up. PACW halted on the upside. All banks are up. Tesla up. Apple up. Is that a new IPO? I saw an IPO yesterday. I'm not a big IPO trader though, but good luck. I hope you make some money. Again, I'm just not a big IPO trader. There's too much volatility for them to have like safe profit, in my opinion. A lot of the time, it depends on how much you believe in the company, though. Like if you really believe in it, sure. But I think there's a lot of risk that comes into trading IPOs. You know what I mean? Again, we got about 2 minutes before PACW resumes here. Be really interesting to see how it resumes. Yeah, Tesla flying up. Are you swinging Peloton or Pinterest? Of course not. You know better, Justin. Come on now. You know I'm not buying Peloton, bro. All right, guys. Hey, the resumption of PACW should happen pretty soon here. All right, so we got a little pullback here. I want to see if we break this. I'm not super confident. All right, there goes PACW's resumption here. Again, you can see a way up here, guys. Look at this. Look at PACW right here, flying up. Let's see if that drags everything else up with it. Yeah, all good, Justin. I'm just kind of messing with you, man. All right, guys. So, yeah, just kind of sitting back here. Market looks strong, though. Big uptrend all day today, man. Huge uptrend. Now, we'll see if it continues this uptrend, but big uptrend all day today. PACW finally pulling back some now. All right, PACW finally pulling back here. We'll see how it affects the market now. All right, guys. So sitting back here, hanging out. Mark is bouncing back though. Oh no, my headphones are dying. But now, let me fix this audio. There we go. AMD paying well. Yeah, I don't know. PACW looks like it's now halted on the downside. Yeah, so PAC halted on the pullback. All right, we are now green on Snapchat. Market's now finally pulling back a little bit here. I got a little dip now. We're gonna try to buy this dip and see if we get a bounce back up. We're in one contract here. So kind of flat here, guys. All right, so we get completely flat. All right, so we are dipping down a little bit again. We got a green day here. I'd love to see the market bounce back and give it some time, though. But of course, anything could happen here, guys. Whoa, pretty big drop. I give it one more chance to bounce back, but we're getting pretty close to cutting it. We're about flat on the day if we cut it here. All right, we got a little retracement here, but got to be careful. All right, so we're starting to creep back up. There we go. It's better. Again, I want to give it some time, but I'm not going to stress too much about this. All right, so we're now dipping down a little bit more. And so close to cutting it. I mean, we're very close. We're going to try to cut it to where we keep it break even and kind of play with house money that we have so far. I'm going to cut that. It might have just faked me out, but yeah, we are down like $30 now. So pretty much flat on the day. Um, I pull back. Maybe we could add a little bit more. I'm probably gonna pivot to the micro E-mini. I don't want to give back too much of my gains today. And I think we do have a nice little trend that we could attack, but know what the market does here, to be honest. Oh man, y'all can't see my screen, dude. Whoa, sorry guys. My bad, team. There we go. That's better. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Sorry guys. Um, Right, so we did just get in a nice little trade real quick here. We are up about 60. See if we can make it a little bit more here. 70. All right, we'll go ahead and cut the rest. So we just scalped the regular E-mini here. And we are up about 140 on the day. Yeah, about 140. We'll take it. Green is good there. Nice little pop up though. Pack W is back up to 460s now. Hey, later, Diaz. Have a good day, brother. Yeah, we're going to be doing a crypto show today, guys. So we are going to be doing a crypto show right after this stream in a couple minutes. So stick around. We'll be doing a crypto show today. And so, yeah, hang out, guys. We're going to be doing a crypto show. Wait, wrong account. There we go. See if we get a good little dip here. Maybe get a little dip by here too. I'm going to take 2 contracts initially here. Add if we pull back some more like this, and then we're just going to keep it flat at 4 contracts here because this breakdown looks like it's happening quick. But maybe not. So we're in 4 contracts. All right, so slightly green, but not by much. Go and take half off there. Hey, nice little pop here. So we did catch the bounce. We're going to go ahead and cut some more of this. Go ahead and cut the rest. Nice little bounce back. So again, you can kind of see we're up about 160 here. We caught the nice little rebound there. Bought the dip. The dip buys have been working fairly well here. Okay, we'll see if it keeps up, but nice little bounce back so far on the day today. Yeah, honestly, it's the right move. I think people appreciate honesty, and not even honesty, but people appreciate the fact that, like, you know, like you got some that are just like, I'm the greatest ever. I'm the greatest of all time. And I mean, that's definitely me too. I'm definitely the top 3 greatest people of all time ever. Most humble too. But I think people start to truly appreciate, like, telling people not to copy, like not wanting to be a guru. I think there's enough gurus out there already, you know? So like, I think people appreciate that. You know what I mean? All right, Snapchat testing highs here. All right, we're green on our Snapchat trade. Market flying up, man. Look at this move. Huge pop. Not quite up enough to take any profit on Snapchat, but I'm thinking about it. Look at PACW back up too. SPY still ripping up too, man. Wow. Wow. Market's still moving up again. Too strong for me to really want to buy this here, but man. Yeah, 100% Rick. Yeah, that's how it goes, Rick. It'll be like, hey, I'm a millionaire trader, to hey guys, look at my millionaire students. You know, oh, they're using Profitly 2 to fudge their results. Great. You know, millionaires, you know, millionaire course coming soon. I use Profitly as some type of proof, bro. I could enter whatever I want in Profitly. I could be like, hey, I just made 30 grand today. You know, Profitly's going to be like, yep, he did it. You know, and then I'm going to use that to sell you guys a course. Say, look at my millionaire student, guys. They just reproduce, and then there's another one, and then they reproduce. You got another one, you know, DJ Khaled coming out, another one, millionaire student, another one. Snapchat. The unfortunate part is that new traders fall for that. Like, that's the unfortunate part, is that new traders fall for that. Like, that's what it is. All right, guys, market pull it back a little bit. Yeah, I just covered some of my gold trade. I wanted to hold it long term, but I think I took a little bit too big a size. I'm only down like $100, but I'm gonna cut it in half and let that work a little bit here and see if I can, you know, make it back on the upside, but not worry too much. Again, market's pretty flat. And again, guys, if you haven't already, check out Top Step. Top Step's the easiest way to get your foot in the door in terms of day trading futures. And if you're trying to day trade, you probably want to be doing it in futures. Again, there's no PDT restrictions in futures. You can day trade the S&P and the E-mini. You can day trade commodities. You can day trade currencies. So regardless of whether you want to trade Forex or stocks, you could probably do something similar in the futures market, and there's no PDT restrictions. And again, if you ever wanted to try it out, the easiest way is a funded account program, and Top Step is the most legit. So again, check them out. Link is in the description. You can also check out Chart Prime Trading View Indicator Service. And genuinely useful, at least for me. But of course, I'm biased in both of their favors because they pay me money. And so naturally, I'm biased in their favor. And yeah, guys, we're gonna do a crypto show, a quick crypto show today. Quick crypto show. So yeah, crypto show is getting ready to start, and you won't have to go anywhere. Again, as soon as we end the stream, it's going to immediately bring you to our crypto show stream. And so as soon as we end the stream, it's going to bring you to the crypto stream. And so stick around, you guys, stick around. Market's still pumping up, breaking highs again, man. Wow. Not breaking highs yet, but close to it. Tesla's consolidating, but look at this rip here. Okay, now the market's testing highs. Right up there, too. Again, I don't want to buy this up. It's too extended. But again, you won't have to go anywhere, guys. If it doesn't revert you to the crypto show, here's the link for it. So here's the link for the upcoming crypto show, guys. If it doesn't send you there. Doesn't send you there for whatever reason. Here's the link. And yeah, I'll see you guys over there. Hit the subscribe button, guys. Hit the notification bell. I appreciate the love and support here, team. Again, check out Chart Prime too. Chart Prime trading view indicator service. You can use it in stocks, crypto, Forex, futures. Genuinely useful. You get 45% off right now if you use the promo code. The promo code is what is it? It's in the description. Check it out. Promo code's in the description. Check it out. But yeah, we're gonna start this crypto show. I'll see you guys over there. Y'all be good. Y'all be safe. And yeah, I'll see you guys over there.